Joe Tollison back at Phillips Arena as we continue with the NHL Radio pregame show. And while the captains have been chosen for this NHL All Star Game, it's time to hear from them now. Our first stop is with the Western Conference, and that's where we find our Bill Clement.
All right, Joe, thanks very much. Here in the Western Conference locker room with the Western captain, Jerome McGinley, we're in the beehive of activity because he's actually getting his sticks ready to go. Your impressions on how Atlanta's prepared for this, and go ahead and do what you got to do, man, but your impressions on how Atlanta is prepared for this All-Star event.
I think it's been great. We haven't played back here, I think, in like 5 years as a team. We're out west in Calgary, and to see the support, on the red carpet there with all the people and the kids, the jerseys and everything, and then going, yesterday during the skills competition, the energy in the building, the fans were on top of it. They were cheering, they were booing, they were into it. So it's been great.
They were booing the judges in the breakaway competition, and I was one of them, so I know all about that. What they were booing. Listen, some players, or at least some people, have suggested that to some players this is a burden coming to the All-Star game. What's your feelings on the break and coming to an All-Star weekend?
No, I think it's definitely always an honor, and you get here, it's a lot of fun. It's a great chance to meet other players around the league and play with them. And looking back, I've had great memories on all three of them. This is my fourth, and very thankful for each opportunity. And a weekend, another weekend off. I don't, look back. There's lots of those. There's only so many All-Star games, and so no, I think it's a great, and guys here seem really enjoying it, and ones I've been to, we always have a lot of fun, and look forward to it again.
You have been a philanthropist in your career. By some totals, you're over $400,000 that you've donated to charity, and this game will be no exception. Can you tell us a little bit about the charity?
Oh, well, the charity is Kidsport, and in Canada and in Calgary, Kidsport is an organization that assists families, kids that want to be involved in sports, and can assist with the costs if they need help to be involved in whatever the sport may be, bowling, tennis, hockey, with different costs that come up, because sports are expensive, and I look back and I'm very thankful for the opportunity I had to be involved in it, not only to make the NHL, but to, some of my best friends are guys I played novice hockey at age 9 or 8 with, and baseball with at age 10 and stuff. So I'm very thankful for those opportunities, and it's a wonderful program that helps kids be a part of sport.
So what has to happen in this 56th All-Star Game for you to contribute to charity? How does the money get handed over?
Yeah, well, it was kind of a two. The reason why it was like two things was for a wonderful cause and for the charity, and then the other was I feel it's kind of back with interest. I haven't scored in any of the previous 3 games, so
how much goes if you score?
So I raised it from the season. It goes $5,000, and it'd be I had to set a minimum because it's I'm hoping that there's would love to get one, or I'm getting heat from Dion Dion Phaneuf. He scored 1 already, and I haven't had any. He got 1 in 1 game, but so a minimum 5,000. It's 5,000 a goal. So
But I did hear someplace that there was going to be 5,000 even if you get shut out. Is that the case?
Yeah, minimum. Yeah, totally minimum, because I think if 4 tries or whatever, if that's the case, it's time for me to at least be putting something out, and but hopefully that's not the case. But either way, it's a great night, and it's a lot of fun, and then hopefully some money and awareness for Kidsport.
But it'd be nice if Mike Babcock gave you somebody good to play with. I looked at the lineup, and it's only Pavel Datsyuk and Rick Nash.
Yeah, I definitely don't have any excuses, and I haven't had any in the last 3 All-Star games. It's one of those things, and to play with Pav and watch the way he moves the puck, and Rick Nash's speed, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Jerome, thanks for taking time with us, and good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot for having me, Bill.
Yeah, that's Jerome McGinley, the captain of the Western Conference All-Stars. Now we'll head over to the Eastern locker room, where Sam Rosen is standing by with the Eastern captain, Vinny Lecavalier.
Thanks very much, Bill. Vinny, here we are at the All-Star Game. You're third. How does it feel being around the guys in this relaxed atmosphere?
It feels great. I mean, a lot of good guys, and some new guys I've never met. So it's a lot of fun. I love the experience every time, and so obviously it's always in different cities, and so it's always a good time.
Now, I saw you on the ice last night chatting a lot with Jerome McGinley. That goes back to your Olympic days as well, or before that?
More the Olympic days. You know, we got to know each other. He's a great guy, and you know, everybody likes him. He's a guy that is an honest guy, very friendly guy, and on the ice he battles. So people respect him a lot.
All right. The All-Star Game, we know guys are here to have fun, relaxed atmosphere. Can the game be competitive?
I think so. I think last year, you know, we had a talk before the game saying, you know what, we gotta give a good show. We gotta work hard, and I thought it was a great game. I thought guys were back checking a little bit more than the previous years, and you know, I think it just makes the game more exciting.
How about being the captain for this game?
It's great. I mean, I think it's more symbolic than, you know, I'm not gonna throw some stuff around in the locker room if we're losing, but it's more symbolic, and it's a great honor.
Now, you start the game with Daniel Alfordson on your right wing. He scored 7 points the other night, and he grabbed the scoring lead from you. How do you feel about that?
I don't know, 7 points. I mean, that's pretty incredible. So it's too bad it was against us and we had to lose. But you know, he's a great player, and it's you know, it's gonna be it's a great honor to play with him.
How about the season you're having? Tell us about individually what's going on with you, but what about the Lightning struggling a little bit?
Yeah, it's going all right. I mean, I think we've won 3 of our last 4 games, and we're playing a lot better. You know, obviously we're still right there. I mean, that's the beauty of it, and we got 30 games to make up for it. So you know, we want to have a good start, a fresh start here after the All-Star game, and make sure we finish strong. And you know, we believe we can do it.
The pressure on you to get points virtually every night, for you to put points on the board?
Well, I mean, I'm paid to produce. I mean, I'm there to produce and help the team as much as I can, and I'm going to do my best. And you know, like I said, the last 3 games are very important, so I'll make sure that you know, not just myself, but everybody's ready to play every single night.
You saw the talent on the ice last night in the skills competition. You see the talent in the locker room here. What are your thoughts about what it means for the NHL?
It's great. I think the best thing is guys are young. I think it's a really you look at guys like Ovechkin, who's 21 or 22 years old, Crosby, who's not here, but a lot of good young players, and I think that's just it's going to make the league a lot better, I mean, the next 10, 15 years. And
what about your role as a representative of the NHL, as a little bit older star?
I know. I mean, I still feel young, but I guess I am a little bit old, and I don't know. I'll just you know, keep going and try to represent you know, as good as I can.
All right. Will you shoot out there today or pass the puck today?
A little bit of both.
Great to see you, Vinny. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that's the captain of the Eastern All-Stars, Vinny LeCavalier of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Back to you, Joe.
Thanks very much, Sam. Right now, the Hives entertaining the fans at the Phillips Arena. Next, we meet the All-Stars from Westwood One. This is NHL Radio.
If you've been looking for that great Pagano's Pizzeria taste that used to be in Ormond Beach, it's now being served in South Daytona. Come back to Pagano's for that famous New Jersey, New York-style pizza, served hot and fresh with all the toppings. Pagano's Pizzeria Italian Restaurant has continued its checkered tablecloth family restaurant tradition with a menu full of all your favorite dishes. All it takes is a short drive down US 1 for the best pizza, calzones, hot and cold sandwiches, pasta, veal, chicken, fish, cold beer, and wine. This is Italian cuisine the way it was meant to be. Best of all, if you can't dine in, Pagano's has their convenient pickup window. Just call them at 767-3635, place your order, and your food is ready when you are. It's the service locals have come to enjoy when they're on the go. So Ormond Beach, come back to Pagano's again at 1945 South Ridgewood Avenue in South Daytona, just south of Bevel Road on the east side of the street. Pagano's serving the freshest Italian food in Volusia County. Call for pickup at 767-3635. That's 767-3635.
This is Larry Munson for Mike Moore's Auto Salvage. If you need late model parts for your car, SUV, or truck, stop in at Mike Moore's Auto Salvage, 330 14th Street behind Florida Healthcare off US 1 in Holly Hill. Mike Moore Auto Salvage has new aftermarket parts at the lowest price in town. Mike and Sandra Moore are proud supporters of the Georgia Bulldogs. Mike Moore's Auto Salvage celebrating over 20 years serving the Daytona Beach area. Call 677-3500. That's 677-3500 for Mike Moore's Auto Salvage.
Hey, Wildcat fans, if you want to know about the official alumni headquarters hotels when the Wildcats hit the road, just call us at 1-888-238-4863 or visit us at www.cookman.edu. Renew your alumni memberships today and get on board with the Cats.
Welcome back to Phillips Arena for the 56th NHL All Star Game. Along with Sam Rose and Bill Clement and Billy Chaffee, I'm Joe Tollison. Let's head to Arena PA announcer Steve Craig for the introduction of the Western Conference All Stars.
From the Vancouver Canucks, number 33, Henrik Sedin. From the Dallas Stars, number 63, Mike Ribeiro. And from the San Jose Sharks, number 97, Joe Thornton.
Those were the reserves
The head coach
Western
for the
Conference
Eastern
All-Stars,
Conference
and now the Eastern Conference
from the
All-Stars.
Ottawa Senators, John Paddock. His assistant coach from your Atlanta Thrashers, Don Waddell. And representing the Eastern Conference from the Florida Panthers, number 29, Tomas Vokoun. From the Boston Bruins, number 30, Tim Thomas. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, number 15, Tomas Kaberle. From the Philadelphia Flyers, number 44, Kimmo Timonen. From the Buffalo Sabres, number 51, Brian Campbell. From the Pittsburgh Penguins, number 55, Sergei Gonchar. From the Washington Capitals, number 8, Alexander Ovechkin. From the Ottawa Senators, number 9, Jason Spezza. From the Philadelphia Flyers, number 10, Mike Richards. From the Carolina Hurricanes, number 12, Eric Stahl. From the New York Rangers, number 19, Scott Gomez. From the Tampa Bay Lightning, number 26, Martin St. Louis. From the Pittsburgh Penguins, number 71, Evgeny Malkin. From the Boston Bruins, number 91, Mark Savard. And from your Atlanta Thrashers, number 18, Marian Hossa. Now please welcome the starters, voted on by the greatest fans in the world. For the Western Conference, in goal, from the Detroit Red Wings, number 30, Chris Osgood.
Osgood actually getting the start in place of Roberto Luongo.
On defense, from the Calgary Flames, number 3, Dion Phaneuf. Also on defense, from the Detroit Red Wings, number 5, Nicklas Lidstrom. At center, from the Detroit Red Wings, number 13, Pavel Datsyuk. At right wing, from the Calgary Flames, number 12, Jerome Iginla. And at left wing, from the Columbus Blue Jackets, number 61, Rick Nash. For the Eastern Conference, in goal, from the New York Islanders, number 39, Rick DiPietro. defense, from the Montreal Canadiens, number 79, Andre Markov. Also on defense, from the Boston Bruins, number 33, Zdeno Chara. At center, from the Tampa Bay Lightning, number 4, Vinny Lecavalier. At right wing, from the Ottawa Senators, number 11, Daniel Alfordson. And at left wing, from your Atlanta Thrashers, number 17, Ilya Kovalchuk.
Your 2008 NHL All Stars. It's the Hives providing the musical backing for the introductions here at the Phillips Arena. I think we have a new Hives fan in Sam Rosen. Have to let his wife know to maybe do a little CD shopping when they get home. As we get ready to continue, the Atlanta Boys Choir coming out. They will perform the U.S. National Anthem. And let's once again go to Arena PA announcer Steve Craig.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthems. Presenting the colors for both anthems, please welcome the 94th Airlift Wing Dobbins Air Reserve Base Honor Guard. First, to perform O Canada, please welcome Maple music recording artist Kathleen Edwards. To sing the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome the Grammy Award-winning Atlanta Boy Choir.
Cowboy Choir. Now it is time for the best hockey players in the world to strut their stuff. The 56th NHL All Star Game is next. You're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood One.
I'm done with my taxes.
Done.
Finished.
There was hardly any typing involved.
TurboTax can safely get your W-2 and investment data directly from participating employers and financial institutions. And then it automatically puts all your information on the right forms.
Like, it's so over.
With just a few clicks, your return could be halfway done.
See you next year, taxes.
TurboTax. Choose easy. Find out more at TurboTax.com.
Reason number 13 to switch to Geico. Everybody else is doing it. Now, we know that logic never won an argument with your mom, especially when you were lobbying for that BB gun. You could put an eye out or something. But when it comes to car insurance, joining the crowd could be a good thing. Last year, more than 3 million drivers switched to Geico for savings, round-the-clock service, and the latest in online technology. Yep, millions switched, and nobody put a single eye out.
For a free rate quote, visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
Fixed rate mortgage or adjustable rate mortgage? Should you flip a coin, or is there a better way to decide?
Here's a Smart Borrower tip, courtesy of the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com.
If you plan on staying in your home at least 5 years, the security of a fixed rate usually makes sense. But if you're not staying that long and adjustable rates are at least 1 point lower than fixed, it can save you a bundle.
For more information and objective advice on lending, visit the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com/SmartBorrower today, or call 1-800-555-TREE for information and licensing.
At the Conway Living Room for Phil and April's football party.
And what a party it is, Jim.
It's the coaching. You've really got to give Sam's Club credit. From the HDTV to the dip, they made sure the Conways were ready to go.
April's coming in with a veggie tray. Uh-oh, they're blitzing the carrot sticks.
Oh, me, oh, my. Phil burst in with some mini-weenie. Holy little smoky. Come to Sam's Club where you'll find great values on everything you need for your football party. Sam's Club. Enjoy the possibilities. Join today to avoid the 10% service fee that applies to non-member purchases.
Back at Phillips Arena, counting all the players named to this game, including Sidney Crosby and the like who weren't able to make it, 49 players, Sam Rosen, 28 were first-round draft picks. 8 first overall, 5 second overall, third overall. We got some pretty good hockey players to take in today. Sam Rosen and Bill Clement for the 56th NHL All Star Game.
Thanks very much, Joe. And again, good evening, everyone. And just to elaborate on Joe's point, 5 players in the All Star Game were selected 200th or later, and 1, Marty St. Louis, undrafted.
Stardom has come a little earlier to some of these players than others. Regardless, they're all here today.
That's right. Referees for the All-Star Game, Brad Watson and Rob Martell. The linesman, Pat DiFuzzo, who will retire at the end of this season, and Lyle Seitz. Rick DiPietro of the Islanders in goal to our left. Chris Osgood of the Detroit Red Wings in goal to our right. Vinny LeCavalier set to face off against Pavel Datsyuk. LeCavalier of Tampa Bay, Datsyuk of the Red Wings, and we are underway in the All-Star Game. Of the West has it in their own zone out to center left side to Rick Nash of Columbus. From the red line, he gives it up into the east zone. Nash steals it, goes to the net, and scores! Just like that, Rick Nash, 12 seconds into the game, with a steal and a shot that beats DiPietro.
One thing doesn't change from regular season to the All-Star Game: turnovers kill. Andre Markov of the Montreal Canadiens decided to try from his own blue line a pass right up the middle. Rick Nash caught it with his skates, kicked it up to the stick, and was in all alone and blasted a wrister for goal number 1, 12 seconds in.
All right. You have that's a new All-Star record, fastest goal scored in an All-Star game. Nick Lidstrom for the West on defense, plays it out to center. Nash goes right wing to Jerome McGinley of the Calgary Flames. Down the right wing boards, centered to the net, it's knocked away. Comes out to Nick Lidstrom. His pass in front intercepted by Markov. Markov with a long home run pass for LeCavalier was broken up by Lidstrom. Played by Markov of the Canadiens to LeCavalier at the red line. Circles back into his own zone for the East. Plays back to Zdeno Chara of the Boston Bruins. It's off the stick, picked up by Marian Gaborik of Minnesota. Left circle, he shoots wide. Rebound all the way out to center, where Chris Pronger of the champion Anaheim Ducks plays it across.
By the way, Sam, the record that was broken was that of Ted Lindsay that was set in 1950, 19 seconds into the All-Star Game. Now it's 12 seconds, the new record.
Joe Thornton of the San Jose Sharks, who hasn't had a point in the All-Star Game. This is his 5th. Marian Gaborik, right circle. Back pass deflected away and out to center. Played by Eric Stahl of Carolina. Behind the back to Mark Savard. His pass through to Malkin. Malkin left wing side for Brian Campbell. In front, Eric Stahl shoots. It scores! So a minute 20 seconds into the game. The East has tied it on a goal by Carolina Hurricane Eric Stahl.
Okay, the over-under is officially 26.
Here we go.
Eric Stahl was wide open. It looked for a second that Evgeny Malkin had made a mistake trying to hit somebody wide with the pass, but the puck was played out of the corner right up top of the paint to Eric Stahl, who was on the other side of the net, wide open. Chris Osgood went down, stacked the pads, couldn't stop Stahl.
Second career All-Star goal for Eric Stahl. East has it in their own zone. Game tied 1-1. Sergei Gonchar, his pass knocked away. Brian Campbell of Buffalo deep in his own zone. Plays it out to Eric Stahl in center. Up ahead to Mark Savard. Back to Stahl down the middle. Left wing to Malkin. He shoots. Saved by Osgood. Played by Scott Niedermeyer of the West. The Anaheim Ducks star playing it across to Ed Jovanovski of Phoenix, and out to center it comes. Down the left side, Jason Arnott. Back to Jovanovski, left circle. He shoots, glove save by DiPietro, and he bats it.
Check that.
One-handed all the way down the ice. Racing after Jason Spezza, but beaten to it by Scott Niedermeyer, and we have a whistle for an icing. Rick DiPietro showing his baseball skills as he played a little fungo, tossed it up in the air and batted it down the ice. Rick Nash got the goal unassisted for the West. Stahl from Campbell and Malkin for the East. We go to ice side to Billy Jaffe.
All right, thanks a lot, Sam. I'm right in between the benches right now with a great view right here, and have to actually probably go get my hockey helmet on so I don't get hit by an errant puck. But Rick DiPietro, you saw the baseball skills he has. He loves to take batting practice during the offseason. In fact, with the Long Island Ducks there. And also, Rick DiPietro had a little bit of a tweak yesterday during the skills competition, so keep an eye on that. The kind of the hip area. He told me this morning, he said it was just a little thing that he did a few weeks ago. He's okay. He's ready to play tonight.
The East with the puck. Ovechkin puts it in front, deflects toward the net, and is stopped by Osgood, and he holds on. For Rick DiPietro, he's the first Islanders goaltender since Billy Smith in 1978 to play in the All-Star game.
He's earned the right to be here. He's had a fantastic season. Charles Wong, the owner of the New York Islanders, knew what he was doing when he signed into a 15-year contract, and everybody just shook their heads saying, that is craziness. Doesn't look very crazy now.
He's the franchise man. It's fired across. Mike Ribeiro of the Dallas Stars into the offensive zone. Centers to Anche Kopitar of the LA Kings. Deflected away to Ribeiro. Plays it in front off a skate. DiPietro spins in the bottom of the right circle. Plays it on the forehand to the far corner, and it's cleared out. Well, DiPietro came to put on his show.
He's in the game. He showed us his baseball skills, his skating skills. I mean, he was standing there saying, come and get me, guys.
Ovechkin got a pass from Spezza, but he fanned on the shot. And the puck is brought out by the West. Sean Horkoff of Edmonton, right side of Mike Ribeiro, plays it in deep. DiPietro behind the net, leaves it there for Zdeno Chara, up ahead of Ovechkin. Right side to Mike Richards of the Philadelphia Flyers, to Chara. Chara to the right circle. Now in the right corner, he turns behind the back feed, behind the net, centered out in front, comes all the way down, back into the East zone. 3.5 minutes gone by. First period, game tied 1-1. Fans want DiPietro to fire it down the ice. He was waiting for an open man. The East moves across. It's knocked away from Marian Hossa to Andrei Markov for a shot saved by Osgood, and he holds on. Chris Osgood. Last time he was in an All-Star game was 1996.
Believe it or not, as many goals have been scored in All-Star game history. The 2 goals in 1 minute and 20 seconds, second fastest in All-Star game history.
The West with the puck. Rick Nash playing it right side for Jerome McGinley. Knocked away and recovered.
Let me check that number.
Yes.
That's to start the game.
Okay.
Second fastest in All-Star history at the start of a game.
McGinley's pass intercepted by Marian Hossa of the Atlanta Thrashers. He brings it out 3-on-2. Right wing feed across the line. Scott Gomez of the New York Rangers. Works it ahead to Zdeno Chara. In deep, past Mike Richards. Richards chases it down, feeds Hossa in the left circle. Cuts to the middle and is stopped. And the puck taken away by Pavel Datsyuk, who clears to center. Things have settled down, Bill. We haven't had a goal in 3 minutes.
But the one thing I like, Sam, is that the players aren't trying to fine-tune it and cut it by overpassing. I mean, most of the time when there's been a shot available, and you know they've talked about this, look, if the shot's there, take it. You let the air out of the game when you overpass.
Right. Scott Niedermeyer of the Anaheim Ducks to Joe Thornton. His pass taken away by LeCavalier. Right side of Alfordson in the circle. Cross-ice feed. Down the middle. Malkin save made by Osgood. Rebound out of the corner. Alfordson taken away by Niedermeyer. Knocked away by Alfordson. Puck loose in the west zone. Played by Thornton. Reverses behind his own net to Niedermeyer. Up the right side to the east blue line off the stick of Gabrick, played by Brian Campbell. Gabrick ties him up. It's moved up to Malkin, touches it over to LeCavalier. His pass blocked. Loose puck taken back by Niedermeyer down the middle. Right side feed to Gabrick. Gabrick into the middle of the court and broken up by Gonchar. And brought up by Malkin. Up ahead to Alfordson, right side, into the west zone. Cuts to the middle. Alfordson still with it. On the backhand, shoots. Save made. Rebound out to LeCavalier. Wow.
What a play by Alfordson. A little toe curl, drag, and a shot.
Pass out to the left point. Shot by Gonchar goes wide. Sergei Gonchar of the Pittsburgh Penguins. In deep, Evgeny Malkin behind the west net. Puts it out in front for Alfordson. Kicked it to his stick. Turns in the right circle. Shot goes wide. Rebound to the far side is blocked. Ryan Getzlaf trying to clear it out. Played to LeCavalier high in the slot. His shot toward the net. Blocked in front by Ed Jovanovski. Picked up by Malkin. Skates back to the blue line. Forced out of the zone by Niedermeyer. Malkin plays it cross ice in his own zone up the left side. And it's taken back by Jason Arnott of the Nashville Predators. No Nashville Predator has ever scored a goal in the All-Star game. Arnott drops it back. It's played in deep by Corey Perry. Arnott with Perry and Getzlaf, but the East takes over. Game tied 1-1. 6:20 gone by. In deep. Mark Savard, his pass deflected away and cleared up the boards by Corey Perry to Ryan Getzlaf in center. Over to Arnott. Across the line to Perry. Perry left circle, and it's broken up in front. Good play by Chara. Then it's centered across by Getzlaf to Arnott, side of the right circle. In the right corner, it's past Getzlaf to Perry. Perry feeds Getzlaf. Right side boards to Arnott. Into the corner. It's played off the boards by Chara. Comes around the net. Up the right side of Eric Stahl. Stahl, left wing feed, a little too far for Ilya Kovalchuk. Played by Osgood around the boards. Game tied 1-1. 7 minutes gone by first period. Across the line, right side Getzlaf. Into the middle of Corey Perry. His shot was blocked. Perry has it back. Perry with a back pass to Lidstrom. It comes out of the zone, and Lidstrom recovers. 10th All-Star game for Nick Lidstrom.
In the last 11 seasons.
Oh, he's awesome.
And he'll never say no. And he's deserved to be in every one. As a matter of fact, there are only 4 guys currently playing in the NHL that have won Norris trophies. 3 of them are in this game.
Kopitar, nice feed to Ribeiro, right side of the net. His shot blocked by Brian Campbell and brought out by Ovechkin. Down the left wing. Into the west zone, he centers. Kopitar comes back to intercept. Kopitar of the Kings out to Sean Horkoff. Touch pass to the head was blocked by Martin St-Louis of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Duncan Keith of Chicago back into his own zone, right side of Chris Pronger. Back to Duncan Keith. Keith's got to love it playing with a guy like Chris Pronger. Right side of Ribeiro into the offensive zone. Cuts to the middle. Dropped to Kopitar. Forced into the right corner. He stumbles. Gets it back. Winds it in deep to Horkoff behind the net. Poke checked away from him. Horkoff recovers. Left wing boards. Horkoff turns high in the slot. Plays it in deep to Ribeiro. Right circle. Turns. His pass blocked. And take it out to center by Sergei Gonchar. Gonchar left side feed to Jason Spezza across the line. In deep to Ovechkin. They were offside. Offside on the play. 11:41 to go first period in the All-Star game. Tied at 1 from Westwood 1. This is NHL Radio.
Wouldn't you want a great deal on a second vehicle without the hassles and razzle-dazzle from new car dealers? Then do what so many of your friends in Palm Coast are doing. See Kevin at New Smyrna Motors in Edgewater, home of quality pre-owned vehicles at very reasonable prices. Take the short ride south on I-95 to exit 244, then east 4 miles to the southeast corner on US 1. You won't be disappointed. That's New Smyrna Motors, 1829 South Ridgewood in Edgewater. Call them toll-free at 1-866-428-4988 for inventory and directions.
Next time you're in the Volusia Mall, give yourself a break for some great food or a cold one at Mr. Dunderbox. Happy hour daily from 3 till 6 p.m. with 12 beers on tap, including Guinness Stout, Hackisher, Spot and Dark, and Oktoberfest. And remember, Mr. Dunderbox was voted best around for the best German food for 15 straight years. They also have a daily sandwich special, or try Mr. Dunderbox's great chicken wings, burgers, or onion rings. And don't forget about our great gift baskets, too. That's Mr. Dunderbox in the Volusia Mall.
It just simply invades every pore of your skin.
Real men, real depression. Writer Steve Lappin talks about it.
It affects the way you feel. It affects the way you love. It's just a blanket that covers everything. And it's one that's just so damned asphyxiating. And at times you just say, it's enough already. It just feels like enough.
It takes courage to ask for help. For information, call the National Institute of Mental Health at 1-866-227-NIMH.
Welcome back to Phillips Arena. 1-1 is the score. I was saying no score. I'm with Dion Phaneuf here on the West bench. You got some forwards that are actually back checking, helping you guys out a little bit. What's up with that?
Yeah, we like to see that as D-men, and I'm sure the goaltender likes that too, especially in a game like this.
Hey, how about Jovanovski stepping up and actually making contact with an Eastern Conference forward? I didn't think that was in the handbook for the All-Star game.
Well, it's good because we want to play this game as high tempo as we can without getting hurt, and that's the biggest thing. Have fun with it.
Thanks a lot, Dion. 2-0.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back upstairs.
Thanks, Billy. Face-off just outside the western zone. It's a little contact by Jovanovski.
But Dion Phaneuf mentioned they want to play at a high tempo.
Yeah.
The tempo has been fantastic in this game so far.
Game tied 1-1. 8:25 gone by first period. West moves in. Datsuk had it taken away, and it's brought up by Scott Gomez. Goes to the right side to Mike Richards. Richards centers, intercepted by Iginla. Iginla in his own zone, pressured by Richards, turns up the right side. Iginla, the leading scorer on the Western Conference All-Stars with 63 points. Finds Jovanovski for a shot, saved by DiPietro.
What a pass.
And Gomez to center for the East across the West line in deep. Back pass down the slide with a quick shot. Kimmo Timonen missed the net. Kimmo Timonen of the Philadelphia Flyers. Datsuk to Jovanovski and out to center to Iginla. Left wing to Nash. Cross the line. Left circle. Nash in deep pass. Taken away. Good block by Thomas Kaberle of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Timonen back to Kaberle behind his own net. Up the left side. The East in control. 9:15 gone by first period. Tied at 1. Gomez across the West line. To the left circle. Into the middle. Mike Richards. Cuts to the left circle. Checked there by Gabrick. Gabrick. Stick check. Not body check. Worked ahead by Chara to Hossa. Back to the blue line to Chara. Right side of the blue line he holds. Ahead for Marian Hossa. Pressured there by Henrik Sedin of the Vancouver Canucks. Works it right side of Mike Richards in the circle. Backhander in front. Scores! Andrei Markov. He stuck in from the left point. Osgood got a piece of it, but the East takes a 2-1 lead on a great feed from Richards to Markov.
Mike Richards of the Flyers has really become a pinpoint passer this season, especially on the backhand. Markov had snuck in the back door, and Richards from the near boards threaded it to him on the backhand. But one guy was instrumental in keeping this play alive. It was Marian Hossa. He did it out of the blue line. Thrashers fans have a lot to love in Hossa. Remains to be seen that this organization will be able to keep him. But you're talking about, to me, the best one-on-one player in the game right now, Marian Hossa. He had two guys on his back.
Dion Phaneuf moves in off the face-off, shoots it wide. You're right about Marian Hossa. Bill, long shot by Phaneuf from the blue line, saved by DiPietro, played by Gabrick. Back to the left point to Nick Lidstrom. Lidstrom works it ahead to Joe Thornton in deep side of the net. Out in front, Henrik Sedin. It's knocked away from him, played by Phaneuf. Around the boards behind the net to Thornton. Thornton of the San Jose Sharks to Marian Gabrick. Back off the corner boards to Thornton. Cross ice to Lidstrom. In deep down low side of the net, Sedin. He feeds Gabrick in the left circle. Gabrick along the boards, winds it behind the net, past Sedin, chased down by Andrei Markov, the Montreal Canadiens. Right wing feed, LeCavalier, across the west line, right circle, cross ice feed, deflected away and goes behind the net. LeCavalier has it back against Phaneuf, pushing him to the boards, not hard, but just shoving him. Back pass, Alfordson to Chara for a shot deflected high off the glass. Alfordson with a chance out in front off a giveaway and a save by Osgood. Rebound played by Joe Thornton. Plays it behind his net to Dion Phaneuf. Taken away by Alfordson. Alfordson had a career-high 7 points on Thursday night. He brought it outside the zone, and an offside is whistled. Alfordson with a 7-point game as Ottawa beat Tampa Bay 8-4. 9:07 to go. First period in the All-Star Game. East leading the West 2-1. You're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood One.
If you're a business owner or decision maker for an organization and you're planning to build a new building in the spring, the following information may save you a ton of money. First, a pre-engineered steel building from General Steel Corporation could save you as much as half the cost of similar conventional construction and about half the time. Second, the building you need may qualify for additional savings with rebates up to $20,000. Third, rising steel prices may cut into your budget in the months to come. So call the General today and see how a small deposit now will protect your price for the spring. Call 866-90-STEEL. If you haven't looked into a pre-engineered steel building from the General for your office or retail space, manufacturing location, or other building needs, you owe it to yourself to see what thousands of business owners and decision makers have learned. The General offers a 50-year structural warranty and financing is available. Call for free information, 866-90-STEEL. Learn what thousands of others know. If you need space, you need the General. Call 866-907-8335.
Reason number 7 to switch to Geico. You never met a body of water you didn't like. If you love personal watercraft, you need to call Geico, because now Geico can help insure all the stuff that moves you, including PWCs. Great rates, great coverage, and personal service 24/7. Call anytime, 1-800-442-9253, or visit geico.com.
Welcome back to the NHL All Star Game from Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. The Eastern Conference team with a 2-1 lead. I'm on the bench with Daniel Alfordson from the Eastern Conference. 7 points in your last game before you came into the All Star. Weren't you supposed to save all those points for an All Star game?
I guess it should be easier, but it's a lot of fun to be here. I mean, there's so many good players, and it's just a great pleasure to see everybody and playing the same team as the Cavalier, Kovalchuk, and those guys.
Let the record be known, guys, that Daniel Alfordson right now has broken a sweat already. That's impressive right here. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Back upstairs, guys.
Thanks, Billy. Daniel Alfordson, just great to see him, one of the great stars of the NHL. Andrei Markov in his first All-Star game got the go-ahead goal for the East from Richards and Hossa at 9:43. The West with a puck in center. Give it up to Sergei Gonchar. Then it's pushed ahead by Jason Arnott into the East zone. Picked up by Brian Campbell. Campbell behind his net up the right side to Eric Stahl. Stahl out to center to Mark Savard. Back to Stahl. Cross-ice feed goes off a skate. Taken away by Chris Pronger for the West. Up the middle. It bounces past Corey Perry all the way down and out to play it Rick DiPietro. DiPietro taken down by Perry, who was reaching in with the stick. There's no call. There hasn't been a penalty in 5 years in the All-Star game.
DiPietro's got no stick. Now he gets it back as the play is cleared.
The East comes out. Mark Savard across the line, picked up by Kovalchuk, lost control. Brian Campbell in deep, knocks it down along the right wing boards. Skates back toward the blue line, feeds Eric Stahl down the middle. Down low for Kovalchuk. Back for Stahl, but Pronger broke it up. And the West comes out up the right side. Ryan Getzlaff for the Anaheim Ducks into the right circle. Drops it back to his teammate, Corey Perry. To the net, save, DiPietro. Nice save by Rick DiPietro. Savard, pass for Stahl, goes by him, out to his left. Osgood to play it to the boards. Tipped ahead by Niedermeyer, but blocked back by Savard. Taken and fired out by Jovanovski, right side of Ribeiro. Into the East zone. Right circle, centers through. Pass left side for Kopitar is blocked and taken back by the East.
That was one pass too many.
Kovalchuk from the feed by St. Louis with a shot. Saved by Osgood. Rebound carries behind the net. Kovalchuk along the end boards. Try to play it in front. It's broken up by the West. Ribeiro of the Dallas Stars up the left wing. Into the East zone against Kimmo Timonen. Drop back to Jovanovski. In front for Harkov. Knocked away from him. Harkov has it back. Right corner. Centers for Phaneuf. Deflected away from him. Recovered by Kopitar. Right side of Harkov. In deep to Ribeiro. Tipped it wide. A lot of passing there by the West, Bill.
They had seams. They had room. As soon as one team stops skating, the other group is going to pick them apart. That's what the West was doing to the East.
Osgood, side of his own net, swings it around the boards. The West comes out to center. Game 6:40 remaining. First period. East leading 2-1. Left wing, Ribeiro. Cross-ice feed for Harkov. Send it back the other way. Take it off the boards. Long pass for Spezza. Goes by him. He chases it down left corner in the West zone. Cuts to the net. It's knocked away. Quick shot, Ovechkin. He scores! Osgood deflected away Spezza's chance right to Ovechkin, who fired it by. And it's 6 with 6:25 to go in the first period. The East leads it 3-1.
But here's how good Jason Spezza, the Ottawa Senators, is. He took it on a 2-on-1, tried to make a play himself going to goal. I'm not sure whether he tried to get it out to Ovechkin or if it just bounced out to him. But you don't give AO, the Washington Capitals, that kind of chance from that range. Chris Osgood had no opportunity to make the save. So the man that won the breakaway challenge last night in the skills competition of the Washington Capitals has scored.
He just needs to work in the batting cage, Billy. He batted the puck up a few times beautifully with a hockey stick, but he swung and missed.
Telling you, Sam, if they had Little League in Russia, he would have scored.
You got it. The leading goal scorer of the NHL gives the East a 3-1 lead. Alex Ovechkin of the Washington Capitals has 39 goals in the regular season. And it's a 3-1 East lead. The West with a puck in their own zone for Noof. Long pass to the red line for Datsuk. Picked up by Aginla. Across the East line. Left side feed to Rick Nash. Nash has the Western Conference goal. They came 12 seconds into the game. Side of the net. Stuff in try by Aginla is denied by DiPietro, who's playing very well in goal for the Eastern All-Stars. 5:44 to go. First period in the 56th NHL All Star Game. The East 3, the West 1. You're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood One.
It's the NHL on NBC. The NHL's on NBC this Sunday with an Original 6 matchup between the New York Rangers and the Montreal Canadiens at 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 Central, 11 a.m. Pacific. It's never too early to maneuver for the playoffs. The Rangers and Canadiens are battling for their spots on the Eastern Conference ladder. Original 6 rivals take to the ice Sunday at 2 Eastern, 1 Central, and 11 a.m. Pacific. It's the NHL on NBC.
Last year, I bought a house.
Changed jobs.
I had a beautiful baby girl.
Using simple questions anyone can answer, TurboTax quickly learns about your unique situation. Then it makes doing your taxes easy by automatically filling in all the right forms.
It was so simple.
Even I can do it. TurboTax does so much of the work for you, it makes finishing your taxes easier than ever before. TurboTax. Choose easy. Find out more at TurboTax.com.
At the Conway Living Room for Phil and April's football party.
And what a party it is, Jim.
It's the coaching. You've really got to give Sam's Club credit. From the HDTV to the dip, they made sure the Conways were ready to go.
April's coming in with a veggie tray. Uh-oh, they're blitzing the carrot sticks.
Oh, me, oh, my. Phil bursts in with some mini weenies. Holy little smoky. Come to Sam's Club where you'll find great values on everything you need for your football party. Sam's Club. Enjoy the possibilities. Join today to avoid the 10% service fee that applies to non-member purchases.
Welcome back to the 56th Annual NHL All Star Game. NHL Radio and Westwood One Radio Network. On the Western Conference bench, Ryan Getzlaff, Corey Perry from the Anaheim Ducks. I thought an All Star Game was about playing with guys you normally don't get to play with. What's up with Mike Babcock putting you guys together again, Ryan?
Well, you know what? I think Bab saw the chemistry that we've had over the last 3 years playing together, so we thought we had to come here, and obviously we're going to play on the line.
He said to you guys, who's going to be the one that's going to shoot the puck? He says, we got to get one of you guys to start shooting. Who's it going to be, Corey?
I took that role over. They didn't have to designate anybody. I just said I would.
All right, he's got the stick ready. He looks like you're going to be the passer.
Oh yeah. What else is new?
Guys, back upstairs. Things don't change, they say. Back upstairs.
Thanks, Billy. Out to play the puck behind his net is Rick DiPietro. He made a save, a good save off Chris Pronger just a moment ago.
Been really active, hasn't he,
yes,
DiPietro? Not only making saves, but behind his net. He actually got tripped, and it could have been a penalty on Corey Perry a few minutes ago, but without a doubt, Rick DiPietro is getting as much out of this game as he can.
Oh, he's playing fine. He's doing a great job. Evgeny Malkin for the East in deep side of the net. Feed to Alfordson at the goal line. Backhands it to LeCavalier in the right corner. Skates up the boards. Drops it off to Malkin. Malkin comes out in front with a beautiful feed to Campbell, and he scores! Brian Campbell of the Buffalo Sabres gives the East a 4-1 lead.
Brian Campbell had a gaping net, and he ripped it home. But if you're ever going to slide down to a backdoor position, this is the game to do it in. And Evgeny Malkin came out of the near corner, took a step out, and looked right across above the paint. Brian Campbell had slid wide open into that backdoor slot and ripped it with a one-timer. Nice play by Campbell, and even a better play by Malkin to find him. Brian Campbell, another guy whose future is up in the air. Will he be a Buffalo Sabre next year?
Back comes the West, down 4-1. West scored the first goal 12 seconds into the game. The East has scored the next 4. Savard, cross-ice feed to Kovalchuk. Back pass to his own to the red line. Carberlet, cross-ice to Timonen, up ahead in the west zone. Eric Stahl, his pass taken away by Henrik Sedin. First time we haven't seen the Sedin twins together. Daniel didn't get picked for the All-Star game. Thornton to Henrik Sedin, backhander, saved by DiPietro. Out to the right point to Scott Niedermayer. Winds it in deep. Play behind the net. Out in front, Thornton with a backhander. May have gone off the side of the net. DiPietro struck out the left pad. Didn't give him anything. Out in front, Gaborik. Gaborik spins. Down to the right corner. Back pass up to the blue line to Niedermayer in the middle of Jovanovski. Down the right side, boards Kovalchuk back to get it. 3:50 to go, first period. East leading 4-1. Sorry, Bill.
Oh, you mentioned Henrik Sedin without his twin brother, identical twin brother. This is only the 11th game since the twins were 7 years old that they haven't played together.
The East comes down. Kovalchuk down the left wing, side of the left circle. It's poke checked away by Jovanovski. Kovalchuk gets it back, but the back pass out of the zone. It is strange to see them, not to see them together.
11 times since they were 7. Wow. It's amazing.
Kovalchuk.
We also are not sure that this is Henrik.
He was carrying his passport, I think.
Oh, that's right. He had to.
Savard, right circle, back pass to Chara at the blue line. Right side of Kovalchuk, top of the circle, into the middle. He shoots high off the glass. It was deflected up into the netting, and play stops. 3:10 to go in the first period. East with a 4-1 lead. Ryan Campbell getting the goal. Evgeny Malkin his second assist of the game, and Billy LeCavalier also getting an assist.
MVP points stacking up now.
There you go.
Campbell with a goal and an assist. Malkin with a couple of passes.
You start to think about it. And the goaltender, Rick DiPietro's played very well. In deep, the west. But it's taken away by Jason Spezza. Outside, outlets left side, San Luis across the west line. Pass in front is blocked. San Luis gets it back. Backhander is a save by Osgood. Cleared away by Phaneuf. Up the right side, Corey Perry. Across the red line into the east zone against Markov. Gives it up to Chara. Chara tied up. Pushes it out of the zone. It's picked up by Jason Spezza. Across the west line. Cuts to the middle. Down the slot. Feed left side. Ovechkin with a shot that's stopped by Osgood. Boy, Spezza waited till the last second to feed him. Campbell comes down. Pass in front is tipped wide by San Luis.
Ryan Campbell is below the goal line more than he is at the blue line.
Another shot by Ovechkin was stopped by Osgood. The East skating very well, getting a lot of chances. Right side, Gonchar into the middle, Spezza. Down low, San Luis.
Oh.
In front, Ovechkin scores! Oh. Wow, what puck movement. Great passing. And Ovechkin, the finisher, with his second goal of the game. It's 5-1. The East leads it.
That was sick. It went from Spezza, who was really up high in the zone, down low to the right of Chris Osgood to Marty St. Louis. Alex Ovechkin was in a tripod position, unguarded, right in front of Osgood, and when Ozzy moved over to play St. Louis slipped it to Ovechkin. That may be the easiest goal Alex Ovechkin has ever scored.
This is a tough night for Chris Osgood, who happens to be leading the league in goals against average, with the Detroit Red Wings enjoying a tremendous revival to his career in Detroit. 5-1, the East leads at the west end deep. Ribeiro with a pass that deflects across. Picked up by Marian Hossa, kept in by Duncan Keith. Winds it behind the East net. Chased down by Campbell, pushes it ahead. It's stopped by Horkoff to the west. Into the middle, Andrei Kopitar. Back past Duncan Keith. Wrist shot deflects wide. Played by Kopitar in the left wing corner. Kopitar winds it deep to Ribeiro behind the net. Ribeiro trying to put it in front. A save made on Horkoff by DiPietro. Played across to Hossa from Richards. Hossa back to Richards up the left wing. Into the west zone, cuts to the middle. Angles to the right side, feeds Sergei Gonchar. Gonchar inside the blue line, right side of Campbell in the right circle. Campbell turns, he's all over the ice. He's skating well. Cross ice feed to Richards, shot blocked, went off a skate. Horkoff able to clear to center to Kopitar. Across the east line, cuts to the middle. Kopitar in the backhand, goes behind the net. Kopitar still with it. Left wing corner is pass blocked by Hossa. It's taken back by Horkoff. Horkoff behind the net. Centering feed. Off the boards out of the zone. Under a minute to go. First period. The East 5, the West 1. Ahead from Pronger to Ribeiro. Gets it to Horkoff. Back to Ribeiro for a shot. Save made off the glove. Bounces down in the crease and is covered by DiPietro, who looked behind him. He thought it went off his glove behind him into the net. But it bounced down in front of him and he closed the pads. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood 1, your home for NHL Radio.
WELE Norman Beach.
They may try to stop us, but they can't.
The alternative talk station.
Daytona's Real News, Real Talk.
40 seconds to go, first period as play resumes. The West in their own zone. Jovanovski around the net. The 5th East goal, Ovechkin, second of the game, 3rd career All-Star goal from St. Louis and Spezza. 2 assists for Marty St. Louis, 2 assists for Jason Spezza in the game. In deep, Rick Nash, pass blocked, picked up by Iginla in the right wing corner. Double teamed, it's knocked away by Kimmo Timonen of the Flyers. Picked up again by Iginla, his pass taken away by Timonen. Up ahead to Evgeny Malkin. Plays it off the board to Alfordson down the left wing against Niedermeyer. Back pass down the middle, Timonen. Timonen, back pass to Malkin. And he passed up a shot and put it in the corner. Taken by LeCavalier. He centers, it's intercepted, and that's it for the first period. So, a wild start when the West scored. Rick Nash scoring 12 seconds into the game. The East tied it at 1:20, and after that, it's been all East as they lead 5-1 into the first. And you know what? I think Rick DiPietro has to be considered for MVP honors with his great goaltending.
Yeah, he allowed 1 goal on 13 shots. Now, he could be just a distant memory by the time this thing is over, but he was a difference maker in this first period for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. The other guy for the East, to me, that was the most obvious player on the ice was not Alex Ovechkin, in spite of the fact that he scored 2 goals. It was Brian Campbell of the Buffalo Sabres, who was everywhere. He played every corner of the rink, every inch of the ice surface.
And we saw what we came to see. Great passing, great plays, Ovechkin scoring goals.
It's all good, Sam. It's all good.
End of 1 period of the 56th NHL All-Star Game. The East leads the West 5-1. When we come back, Joe Tollison rejoins us for the intermission report. You're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood 1.
Yo, BET, I need y'all to get up. Come on, get up.
Experience BET's all-new Celebration of Gospel, Sunday night at 8/7 Central with your host, Steve Harvey.
Hey, I'm Steve Harvey, and I'd like to invite you to a special evening of praise.
So special, we had to bring out the biggest stars in gospel and R&B. Starring John Legend, Yolanda Adams, B.B. Winans, Israel A New Breed featuring T-Bone, Jay Moss, Marvin Sapp, the one you voted BET's Sunday Best, Crystal Aiken, Pastor Shirley Caesar, Dr. Bobby Jones, the Mighty Clouds of Joy, Hattie LaBelle, Fred Hammond, and Kurt Franklin. The only show of its kind, with surprise performances and an ending so full of emotion you'll have to see it to believe it. BET's all-new Celebration of Gospel with host Steve Harvey.
Listen, don't miss the Celebration of Gospel, Spirit in Song.
Sunday night at 8/7 Central. Go to BET.com for behind-the-scenes exclusives.
Reason number 36 to switch to Geico. Because fishing takes you to your favorite place on earth. If you love boating, you need to call Geico, because now Geico can help insure all the stuff that moves you, including boats. Great rates, great coverage, and personal service 24/7. Call anytime, 1-800-442-9253, or visit geico.com.
Welcome back to the Phillips Arena for the 56th NHL All-Star Game. I'm Joe Tollison. This is the NHL Radio Intermission Report. Shots are relatively even. East leading the West 16-13 in that department. The scoreboard's an entirely different matter as the Eastern Conference has a 5-1 advantage after 1 period of play. Well, earlier this week, among all of the festivities that went up, well, they were able to get some of the coaches together. And what happens when you put 4 NHL coaches around a table, throw out some questions on the state of the game, and then let the opinions fly? Well, that was the idea on Friday as the 4 coaches leading these 2 All-Star teams got together for a discussion of all things hockey. Topic number 1, have they gotten too good at their jobs? Red Wings coach Mike Babcock.
The preparation that goes into each and every game, because you have access. When I was in Detroit last night and I'm sitting around, I'm watching 5 to 6 different games. You know what everybody does. So it's easy to prepare that way. You know all the players. Even the teams in the East, for example, we're in a different league. We hardly ever see them. But when you see them, You're prepared because you know the players by watching it on TV, by breaking it down with the computer systems that we have. The bottom line is the league is so tight, you have to find an edge. What is that edge? That's preparation a lot of times, and if you feel you expect your players to prepare as a coach, you better out-prepare the other coaches.
I think the resources and technology that we have to break down teams, to be able to watch all games, basically your home or away, and prepare for them, is we're just using everything that's available to us. And that's what we're supposed to do. As Mike said, we're paid to win.
John Paddock's Senators have done that better than any team in the Eastern Conference so far this season. He's in his first year as head coach in Ottawa, where there are no unimportant hockey stories. The media scrutiny has been an eye-opener for him.
I think sometimes, whatever, you feel your time restraints are a little much with having to deal with media, for us, especially in Canada. But overall, I think you have to understand that's part of the job, part of the game. It's an important part to put positive spins on it, and we're fortunate our team is a good team, and we get lots of positive press, but it's just part of it. I think that we have to revel in it and use it as best we can.
The only thing that bothers me about media is the rumors, you know. Let's deal with facts. You know, we spend probably half our time, and I know these guys do, coaches, but I know the GMs answering calls about these fake trade rumors that these guys in Ottawa make up. We're in that world where somebody blogs something, and we dealt with the big issue last week, is somebody blogs something, it becomes the Bible, and then you have to deal with it for, you spend a whole day putting out all the fires of where there's no truth. That's the only frustrating part.
Atlanta's coach and general manager Don Waddell has had to keep one eye on the ice and the other on the recent monster contract signed by players such as Philadelphia's Mike Richards and Alexander Ovechkin of the Capitals. That's because Waddell's got a major contract negotiation pending for one of his stars.
We got a situation, we got a player in this last year of contract. I wish he wasn't in this last year of contract, and Marian Hossa, of course. So each team's got to make tough decisions there. And, you know, like in Ovechkin's case, you know, the owner and George McPhee just felt that he's their franchise guy and they're going to keep him for a long term. And, you know, they've tied him up for basically his career. So, you know, we all make decisions that probably some other teams wouldn't make, whether it's 4 years for one guy or, you know, we all look at contracts that happen out there. I think you got, you know, in today's day with the salary cap, can you have 2 or 3 guys on those type of contracts? Probably not. But certainly lock up maybe your best player for long term. I don't see a big problem with it.
But according to Babcock, that's only if you know what you're getting.
Well, I think the big thing here is when you decide you're marrying one of these guys, you better darn well know who you're getting. And you better know the kind of person they are, and so they're not going to go to sleep on you. I know we got some guys on long-term deals. We're not concerned about them one bit. And you talk about motivation, the coach is in charge of the motivation. I'm not sure that's the truth. I think the environment you create in your room and the kind of people you have lead to the motivation and drive of your team. And when I look at our group and I look at a guy like Nick Lidstrom, who's leading the way for us, I'm not one bit concerned when we sign a guy like Pavel Datsyuk to a long-term deal because of the drive he has, but also because of the leadership and the atmosphere we have, that he's not going to play hard.
So 2.5 years after the NHL's nuclear winter cost the league an entire season, is the game better off? San Jose head coach Ron Wilson.
The improvement in the National Hockey League and the parity that's there now has to do with the number of quality players that are playing in our league.
I think it's an entertaining game most nights. I think as long as you can keep some physical play in and the stars are allowed to strut their stuff quite often as they do, it's not necessarily goals. It's chances and the entertainment that come with them. And with stars like Crosby and Ovechkin and Kovalchuk and stuff, there's not too many nights I don't think people are entertained.
To me, the game's at a real good point. We have so many bright young stars that are so dynamic offensively. I just think the game gets better and better.
Well, indeed, the game is better and better when you have such great stars, and we've seen them on display this evening. And the East has the advantage 5-1. We've got plenty of highlights from that first period. We'll have them for you next. From Westwood One, this is NHL Radio.
Southside Collision, located at 206 North Yonge Street, US 1 Ormond Beach, is your one-stop for expert auto body repair and color matching. At Southside Collision, we have personal service with pride and quality in our work. And remember, we beat higher dealer costs with quick turnarounds to get you back on the road faster. Ask about our senior discounts. That's Southside Collision, 206 North Yonge Street, US 1 Ormond Beach. Call 615-6266.
Wouldn't you want a great deal on a second vehicle without the hassles and razzle-dazzle from new car dealers? Then do what so many of your friends in Palm Coast are doing. See Kevin at New Smyrna Motors in Edgewater, home of quality pre-owned vehicles at very reasonable prices. Take the short ride south on I-95 to exit 244, then east 4 miles to the southeast corner on US 1. You won't be disappointed. That's New Smyrna Motors, 1829 South Ridgewood in Edgewater. Call them toll-free at 1-866-428-4988 for inventory and directions.
This is Larry Munson from Mike Moore's Auto Salvage. If you need late model parts for your car, SUV, or truck, stop in at Mike Moore's Auto Salvage, 330 14th Street behind Florida Healthcare off US 1 in Holly Hill. Mike Moore Auto Salvage has new aftermarket parts at the lowest price in town. Mike and Sandra Moore are proud supporters of the Georgia Bulldogs. Mike Moore's Auto Salvage celebrating over 20 years serving the Daytona Beach area. Call 677-3500. That's 677-3500 for Mike Moore's Auto Salvage.
Hey, Wildcat fans, if you want to know about the official alumni headquarter hotels when the Wildcats hit the road, just call us at 1-888-238-4863 or visit us at www.cookman.edu. Renew your alumni memberships today and get on board with the Cats.
Welcome back to the Phillips Arena and the 56th NHL All Star Game. I'm Joe Tollison. This is the NHL Radio Intermission Report. Well, at the All Star Game, we promised you goals, and one thing to learn when you come to an All Star Game, get to your seat on time.
And we are underway in the All Star Game. Of the West has it in their own zone out to center left side to Rick Nash of Columbus. From the red line, he gives it up into the east zone. Nash steals it, goes to the net, and scores! Rick Nash, 12 seconds into the game, with a steal and a shot that beats DiPietro.
Fastest goal from the start of the game in NHL history. Ted Lindsay had the old record in 1950, and the West were out in front 1-0, but the East were able to bounce back.
Back pass deflected away and out to center. Played by Eric Stahl of Carolina. Behind the back to Mark Savard. His pass through to Balkin. Balkin left wing side for Brian Campbell. In front, Eric Stahl shoots and scores. 20 seconds into the game, the East is tied it on a goal by Carolina Hurricane Eric Stahl.
Second fastest 2 goals in All-Star history from the start of the game, 1:20. The fastest 37 seconds in 1970, and the East would jump out to a 5-1 advantage in the first period, but then at the very end, as the West tried to come back, well, Rick DiPietro made a statement.
From Pronger to Ribeiro, gets to Harkov, back to Ribeiro for a shot, save made off the glove, bounces down in the crease and is covered by DiPietro, who looked behind him. He thought it went off his glove behind him into the net, but it bounced down in front of him and he closed the pads.
Well, terrific stop on Mike Ribeiro, and later on we'll tell you about the save of the game, brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. You can save with the U.S. Postal Service because they offer affordable shipping options with no hidden surcharges, and that stop by DiPietro, an early candidate. 1 period in the books, the East in front of the West 5-1. Second period action is coming up next as you're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood One.
I resolved to get a fat rear end. But I resolved never to let the world turn me soft. I resolved to own steel crafted with an American purpose. I resolved to fill my head with the road wisdom of 105 years instead of the BS on tonight's news. I resolved to get lost in paint 5 coats deep. And I resolved to ride free atop 105 years of motorcycle from the only company capable of building one. Kickstart our 105th year, we'll help keep your resolutions with rare 1.05% financing on limited serialized edition 105th anniversary Harley-Davidson motorcycles from January 1st to February 2nd. Financing offer only available for a limited time on certain motorcycles financed through Eagle Mark Savings Bank for highly qualified credit applicants. Other terms, conditions, and limitations apply. After 105 years, it's not how far we've come, but how far you're going. HarleyDavidson.com/resolutions.
We are live at the Conway Living Room for Phil and April's football party.
And what a party it is, Jim.
It's the coaching. You've really got to give Sam's Club credit. From the HDTV to the dip, they made sure the Conways were ready to go.
April's coming in with a veggie tray. Uh-oh, they're blitzing the carrot sticks.
Oh, me, oh, my. Phil Burson with some mini-weenie. Holy little smoky. Come to Sam's Club where you'll find great values on everything you need for your football party. Sam's Club. Enjoy the possibilities. Join today to avoid the 10% service fee that applies to non-member purchases.
So you got an adjustable rate mortgage, and now the rate is about to adjust higher. What do you do?
Here's a smart borrower tip, courtesy of the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com.
First, consider how long you plan to stay in your home. If you're planning to stay at least 3 years, refinancing may be worth it. But if you plan to move in less than 2 years, any savings may not cover the cost of refinancing.
For more information and objective advice on lending, visit the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com/SmartBorrower today, or call 1-800-555-TREE for information and licensing.
Reason number 11 to switch to Geico. Man does not travel by 4 wheels alone. If you love scooters, you need to call Geico, because now Geico offers insurance on all the stuff that moves you, including scooters. Great rates, great coverage, and personal service 24/7. Call anytime, 1-800-44-CYCLE, or visit geico.com.
I am completely relaxed.
Completely. I feel no stress whatsoever.
This year, when you do your taxes, use TurboTax. It has an audit risk meter that easily checks your return and helps you reduce your chances of an audit.
My pulse rate is like 50 right now. I'm not kidding.
And TurboTax gives you downloadable audit support at no additional charge.
I filed and I slept like a baby.
TurboTax. Choose easy. Find out more at TurboTax.com.
Back at Phillips Arena, getting set for the second period. Let's go downstairs to Billy Chaffee.
Thank you, Joe. With goaltender Rick DiPietro, an early goal against you, Rick, and the Eastern Conference, just a few seconds in by Rick Nash. First of all, did that one catch you a little bit off guard there?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. A little early, but, you know, trying to get used to the communicator in my ear. But he made a good shot, man. He's a great player. I tried to, thought he was going glove, went 5-hole, and that's all she wrote.
All right, but then after that, the focus picked up a little bit?
Yeah, I settled in there a little bit. Our guys played really well. You know, they were defensively sound and made some great passes, great plays, and God, it was fun playing with those guys.
A lot of people from the Eastern Conference, especially the New York area, know your ability to handle the puck, baseball style as well. Saw a little bit of that in the first period. Showing North America, the rest of the hockey world, what you can do out there?
Yeah, I tried to play. I didn't put enough backspin on it. Trying to get Spez going for the breakaway, but no, I mean, this is meant to be fun. Try to take chances and do crazy stuff. I have done that in a couple games, but, you know, when there's a lot less pressure, it's easier.
All right, now you're mic'd up. You're getting an all-star workout, not only on the ice, but also on the bench. You're going to be getting one because you're going to be talking to everybody. You're going to try and keep the guys a little loose?
Yeah, I mean, I tried my hand at broadcasting there at the last minute. I don't think I'm very good at the play-by-play, but, no, this is great. And I can relax now and you know, just try to make everyone laugh.
Thank you, Rick. Great performance. Have fun the rest of the night.
Thanks, Billy.
All right, Rick DiPietro, Eastern Conference goaltender, giving up just 1 goal in the first period. Sam, back upstairs.
Thanks very much, Billy, and a terrific first period for Rick DiPietro of the New York Islanders. Right now, prior to the start of the second period, both of the teams are lined up at their respective blue lines, and we are taking a moment to honor a pioneer in the National Hockey League, because 50 years ago, this man broke the color barrier. Willie O'Ree is being introduced to the crowd here and walking out onto the ice. The first man of color to play in the National Hockey League with the Boston Bruins in 1958. And there was a youngster in the crowd that day watching him that night in Montreal, and that was you, Mr. Clement.
I didn't realize, obviously, as a 7-year-old, that I was witnessing history, and it didn't sink in for many years after that date. But I got to see one NHL game live from the time I was born till the time I was 16, and that game happened to be the first game that Willie O'Ree played in the National Hockey League. He has continued since his retirement, and he played for so many years in the minor leagues. He continues to define class. He's a special human being.
You're very right. He works tirelessly with the NHL diversity program, with inner city youth all across North America, U.S. and Canada. He always has a smile on his face. Yeah. He's always got time to go on the ice with the kids. He always has time to say hello. He is a tremendous man, a man of great class and dignity. And just, you know, you look at a man like that and you understand that he paved the way for so many athletes to play the sport.
And at age 72, he seems to have the same amount of energy that he had when I watched him play. He had a fantastic game. He wasn't one of the 3 stars, but I thought he should have been. I remember, too, because Montreal had a powerhouse and Boston was awful, and the Bruins shut Montreal out 3-0 right in the Montreal Forum.
Now the honor, Willie O'Ree taking photographs with the captains, Vinny Lecavalier, and the man of color, Jerome McGinley. It was great to see. Now we are set to start the second period. Thomas Vokoun is in goal to our right, he of the Florida Panthers. And in goal to our left from the San Jose Sharks, Evgeny Nabokov. The West into the East zone. Henrik Sedin left side to Joe Thornton around the net. Centers, and it's blocked by Brian Campbell, who's had a strong game for the East. And the puck to the line. Chris Pronger kept it in. Thornton puts it in front of deflection, and a save made by Vokoun on Henrik Sedin. Out to Pronger for a shot. Glove save by Vokoun. The puck still loose. Gaborik able to take it away. Finds Duncan Keith. Back to Gaborik in front. Slides it wide and into the corner. Sergei Gonchar for the East, able to wind it around. Good early pressure by the West.
Sam, it looks like the West kind of gathered themselves in the locker room between periods, but they're running into the same problem they had on the first, goaltending.
Back the other way, Savard to Kovalchuk for a shot deflected over the netting, way up into the second deck here at Phillips Arena, and play stops. 55 seconds gone by in the second period. The East with a 5-1 lead.
Sam, we had talked earlier about the different levels of draft choices that are playing in this hockey game. 3 of the goalies in this 56th All-Star game were drafted in the 9th round in 1994. Tim Thomas, Thomas Vokoun, and Evgeny Nabokov were all taken in the 9th round.
You said it earlier, Bill. Different ways to start them and different routes to the NHL, and they've showed it here. The East is offside going into the West zone. We go down to the bench to Billy Jaffe.
All right, I'm on the Eastern bench for right now, Sam, and I'm standing next to Brian Campbell, already a goal in this game. At times it seems like you're getting more forward ice time than you almost are on the blue line, but it's got to be a lot of fun for an offensive guy like you to be able to get in the flow of the play.
Yeah, I think that's why I played defense as a kid. You get more ice, and you can still get up there as long as the coach doesn't get too mad at you.
Now, you play with a great goaltender, obviously in Buffalo in Ryan Miller, but you play with a very different style goalie here in the first in Rick DiPietro. How much of a pleasure is to have a goalie that handles the puck like that?
Yeah, it is nice. You know, sometimes going back there, he can do the work for you. So I can go for a breakout pass instead of going to the corners.
Have fun the rest of the night. All right, Sam.
Thanks, Billy. And thanks to Brian Campbell. The West in the East zone. The pass broken up by Marty St. Louis. Then Niedermeyer for the West playing it to the left side. Centered to Ryan Getzlaf down the middle. And a nice pick. A body block by Thomas Kaberle. Just stepped in front of him.
Legal.
Prevented Getzlaf from getting a shot off.
Legal because Getzlaf had the puck. And by the way, that nifty info about the 9th round choices that were goaltenders. If anybody thinks I spent enough time to come up with that, they're wrong. It's due to the exhaustive journalism by Joe Tollison. Investigative journalism.
Way to go, Joe. Vokoun almost played the puck outside the trapezoid, had to let it go. Back the other way, the East into the West zone. Spezza with a pass deflected away. And it's whistled down. It bounced off the netting. We are 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the second period of the 56th NHL All-Star Game next year in Montreal as they celebrate 100 years of hockey in Montreal.
I mean, how special could it get? I mean, it will not get any more special than it will next year in Montreal.
In deep, Dion Phaneuf, who was upended by Scott Gomez. The puck played by Mike Ribeiro for the West. Up the left side, now to center on Jake Kopitar of the LA Kings. 3-on-2 across the line, left side Sean Horkoff. The Kopitar in deep, couldn't get a shot off. Goes around the net, into the right wing corner. His back pass taken away by Gomez. Gomez plays it in front for Chara, tips it ahead, taken away by Kopitar. In deep to Ribeiro. Ribeiro, side of the right circle. Checked by Gomez. Plays it down to Kopitar. Centers, and it's tipped out of the zone by Marian Hossa. Always defensively responsible. As good a scorer as he is, he's such a quality defensive player as well.
Oh, both zones, I mean, and the middle zone, all 3 zones, Marian Hossa is dynamic.
Dion Phaneuf with a shot. The right pad saved by Vokoun. The rebound taken out by the East. Gomez, left wing feed across the line. Mike Richards, left circle, try to get it through to Hossa. He feeds Gomez, and across to Richards. His shot stopped by Nabokov. Back behind the net, Gomez. Gomez of the New York Rangers into the right circle. Richards' feed went off the stick of Phaneuf behind the net. Phaneuf for the West. Skates to the right side, backhands it ahead to Rick Nash, who has the only goal for the Western Conference. Nash of the Columbus Blue Jackets to Iginla. Iginla right circle, he shoots wide off the glass and out of the zone. 3:50 gone by in this second period. Iginla down the left wing into the east zone. Cross ice to Nash. He shoots off the post. I think Vaucoun may have gotten a piece of it, then it rang off the post. Nash puts it into the crease, steered away by Vaucoun to Gonchar. Sergei Gonchar, the Pittsburgh Penguins. In the middle, Brian Campbell. Campbell to the red line. Across the west line, left side, they're offside. With 4:12 gone by in the second period, the East leading 5-1.
Well, if it's not Gonchar, it's Campbell. They've been the most dominant D pair of Sergei Gonchar of the Pittsburgh Penguins and Brian Campbell of the Buffalo Sabres. I mentioned in the first period that 3 of the active 4 defensemen who have won Norris trophies are in this game, and they're all in the West. Scott Niedermayer of Anaheim, Nick Lidstrom of Detroit, and Chris Pronger of Anaheim. Rob Blake of the LA Kings is the 4th active player that's won a Norris Trophy as the league's top D-man.
Well, Lidstrom is dominating. That's the problem. He's won 5
you know
of the last 7.
And you know what, Sam, that most people don't know? That he was a runner-up for the Norris 3 other times.
Oh, one of the greats. One of the all-time greats. LeCavalier for the East into the West zone. Cuts to the middle. Down the slot. Down low for a shot that Malkin didn't get much of. Chipped it just off the side of the net. To the blue line. Gonchar, center of the blue line. Skates down with it. Feed left corner to Brian Campbell. Campbell's pass blocked by Pronger. Taken by Alfordson out to Malkin. Into the middle of Gonchar. Down the slot. Feed to the right side to Brian Campbell. His pass off the skate. Taken away by Sedin. Long lead goes all the way down. Vaucoun stops at side of the net. Up ahead to Malkin, cross ice in his own zone, taken away by Sedin. Puts it in front, and then Gonchar clears it aside. Gonchar for the East clears the zone. Gonchar ahead for Alfordson across the west line, right circle. Alfordson to the net. Pass for Malkin goes right by him. Malkin recovers along the left wing boards. It's taken away by Scott Niedermayer. He's pressured by Alfordson. Puck pushed up the boards to Joe Thornton. Cross ice in center. Marian Gaborik of the Minnesota Wild carries in deep. He's stopped by Kimmo Timonen. Back pass to Ed Jovanovski of the Phoenix Coyotes. Hard shot save. Rebound Sedin, saved by Vaucoun. Vaucoun off to a good start here.
One thing is obvious in this period. The Western Conference guys are firing. They're shooting pucks. Why? Well, they're down 5-1. They haven't been able to solve the goaltending of the East. The East, on the other hand, have had numerous opportunities to let it rip, and they're overpassing right now with the lead.
Carmelet to Kovalchuk, left circle to the net, save, rebound, save, Nabokov.
With one exception, Ilya Kovalchuk. When he gets it, he just rips it.
Back the other way, Corey Perry for the West, slides it ahead to Getzlaf, in front, blocked by Vaucoun, a save on the play. Goes into the corner, picked up by Jovanovski. Centering feed, deflects in front, and Getzlaf trying to pass down low, and it was knocked away. Try to feed Jason Arnott. Back comes Corey Perry, right circle, into the middle of Getzlaf. Getzlaf to the net, save Vaucoun. And Eric Stahl clears it out right side of Mark Savard. Savard dumps it into the left wing corner. Kovalchuk after, lies behind the net, poked away by Nabokov. Phaneuf outlets to Corey Perry off his stick. Markov sends it ahead to Savard. Back pass to his teammate for the Boston Bruins, Dano Chara. Chara left side of Markov, skates to the red line. Feed ahead to Kovalchuk. Into the west zone, it's poked away. And Ryan Getzlaf of the Anaheim Ducks has it. 7 minutes gone by, second period. 5-1, East leading it. Corey Perry, left wing, left circle. Puts it in front, stick to side by Vaucoun. Fired out by Markov. It goes by Nick Lidstrom. Deep into the west zone, Lidstrom back to get it. Lidstrom circles the net, meant by Ovechkin, blocks the pass. Lidstrom chips it out of the zone, picks it up himself. Across the east line, right side on Jay Kopitar. Kopitar in the middle. Quick shot, a glove save. Horkoff with a shot, went off the glove of Vaucoun into the net. 7:27 gone by in the second period. The East 5, the West 1 from Westwood 1. This is NHL Radio.
Once there was a book called the AT&T Real Yellow Pages. Everyone used it except for one man who used a less complete book to find a bookstore.
Hello?
Hello, my fair prince.
Whoa.
You've come to my modest shop to sweep me off my feet, haven't you?
Well, I was just looking for a book.
If he had used the complete AT&T Real Yellow Pages, he would have known her bookstore specialized in romance novels.
Catch me. I'm fainting from all the passion.
Are you all right?
Yeah, it's okay. One kiss from you will revive drive me.
Choose the right book every time. The AT&T Real Yellow Pages with complete ads and up-to-date listings.
I gotta go.
I'll wait for you, my sweets.
Look for AT&T on the cover. Need something online? Search for it at yellowpages.com. The new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Daytona Fred Astaire has an open house party this and every Friday night. The evening begins at 8 p.m. with an interactive group class.
May cause neurological damage that impairs learning, vision, and memory. And mercury itself has become part of our everyday lives, absorbed by certain fish, taken into our bodies, and passed on to our children like a common cold. But you can stop this. Log on to earthshare.org and find out how. A public service message brought to you by Earthshare and the Ad Council.
Sam Rosen, Bill Clement, Billy Jaffe, Joe Tollison at Phillips Arena in Atlanta for the 2008 NHL All Star Game. The East with a 5-1 lead, and the goalies for the East playing very well.
Well, in this second period, the West is out shooting the East 9-1, but they're running into the same problem that they had in the first. Thomas Vokoun is as good as Rick DiPietro. Thomas Vokoun of the Florida Panthers.
Maybe the problem is Vokoun and DiPietro both have a right-handed with a glove.
That's it. They're cheating.
That's it. You've got it all backwards. The East comes out up the right side. Jason Spezza of Ottawa into the middle of Andrei Markov off his skate. Cleared aside by Nabokov to Kopitar. Andrei Kopitar around the net. Right side in the West zone. Cross ice feed to the red line to Horkoff. Back the other way for Kopitar. Markov broke it up. And across the line, the West is offside. We go down to the benches to Billy Jaffe.
Thanks a lot, Sam. Back on the East bench with the assistant coach of the Eastern team, Don Waddell, who is also the head coach, general manager, and executive vice president of the Atlanta Thrashers. This event was supposed to be here a few years ago, but the lockout happened. Now that it's finally here and it's almost done, what has this weekend meant to you, Don?
Well, it's been a long time coming, Billy, and we're so pleased to be able to host this event. It's been a tremendous weekend for our fans, and for us to be able to showcase the best players in the world to our fans. It's very exciting for us. We've had a lot of events around the game besides the skills competition and other events happening around the city of Atlanta here, and the people have all turned out and they've embraced this weekend, and I think it's been a good one for a win-win for everybody.
This is so-called a new growing hockey market. It means an awful lot to have something like this here. The growth has been tremendous, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and we're still in the growing period, because I said when I first got here, it's going to be 10, 15 years, and we're still going to be trying to introduce this great game of hockey to our fans here in the South, and anything we can do, have events like this, are only going to be big additions for us down the year.
Great talking to you. Thanks a lot.
All right, Bill.
Back upstairs, Sam and Bill.
Thank you, Billy, and thanks to Don Waddell. The West moves in deep. Horkoff, back pass, Ribeiro, shot blocked. Blocked by Brian Campbell. He clears the zone, and Scott Niedermayer has it at his own line. Up ahead, across the line, Jerome McGinley, the captain of the Western All-Stars, captain of the Calgary Flames, dropping it off for Scott Niedermayer.
Brian Campbell's just all over the place. He was defending out of the blue line, and I'll tell you this, the Eastern Conference is better defensively in this game. They really are.
It's interesting. 3-on-2 for the East across the West line. Played cross ice to Brian Campbell, top of the right circle, knocked away by McGinley out of the zone. Recovered by Marian Hossa, and he stick handles around three men, drops it back to Scott Gomez. Gomez plays it left side to Campbell. Up ahead, it's taken back by the West. Cleared out of the zone. Lead for Nash. Breaks to the net. Nash in. Fake. Scores. Oh, Rick Nash. He has got highlight goals. He's had them during the regular season, and that was another one here in the All-Star game. It's 5-2 in favor of the East, and Rick Nash has both Western Conference goals.
The big man found a seam up the middle, and the Columbus Blue Jacket horse just put it into overdrive. He changes directions and is so shifty when he gets in alone. He had Vokoun going to his right, and Nash pulled it back to his own backhand and cleanly beat Thomas Vokoun.
Down to the benches to Billy Jaffe.
One of the funniest things that we've seen so far today, guys, down here, before that goal was scored by Rick Nash, the Eastern team had 6 red sweaters on the ice for about 15, 20 seconds. Pat DePuzzo was trying to shoo off one of the players. He didn't want to be the first guy to have to call a penalty after 5 years. And then he looked at Marian Hossa. He said, "What are you doing? Get back out there." And then he kind of shrugged after Nash scored and said, "Yeah, I guess it didn't help." Back upstairs.
No penalty in any of the last 5 All-Star games. Here's Gomez in deep for the East. Feeds Marian Hossa spinning in front. Hossa turns into the right circle. Plays it into the corner to Mike Richards. Richards leaves it for Gomez. Finds Hossa. He shoots. Deflected off the glass. Wide of the net. Comes to the near side. Hossa winds it ahead for Richards. Mike Richards spun around. Ooh, that could have been a penalty on Dion Phaneuf. And a breakaway. Gabrick to the net. He fakes. He shoots. Save with the right pad. Great save by Vokoun. In deep, Henrik Sedin to Joe Thornton. Pass in front, deflected into the crease and smothered by Vokoun.
Marian Gaborik was even punching away at it. He wanted one. Gaborik of the Minnesota Wild, to me, the most explosive skater in the whole NHL.
9:24 to go. Second period of the All-Star game. The East 5, the West 2. You're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood 1.
I resolve to ride a motorcycle that doesn't have the soul of a lawnmower. I resolve to not cheat the dream. I resolve to get a fat rear end. But I resolve never to let the world turn me soft. I resolve to get lost in paint, 5 coats deep. I resolve not to waste good riding years playing pretend. And so I resolve to ride free atop 105 years of motorcycle from the only company capable of building one. Kickstart our 150th year, we'll help keep your resolutions with rare 1.05% financing on limited serialized edition 105th anniversary Harley-Davidson motorcycles from January 1st to February 2nd. Financing offer only available for a limited time on certain motorcycles financed through Eagle Mark Savings Bank for highly qualified credit applicants. Other terms, conditions, and limitations apply. After 105 years, it's not how far we've come, but how far you're going. HarleyDavidson.com/resolutions.
At the Conway Living Room for Phil and April's football party.
And what a party it is, Jim.
It's the coaching. You've really got to give Sam's Club credit. From the HDTV to the dip, they made sure the Conways were ready to go.
April's coming in with a veggie tray. Uh-oh, they're blitzing the carrot sticks.
Oh, me, oh, my. Phil bursts in with some mini weenie. Holy little smoky. Come to Sam's Club where you'll find great values on everything you need for your football party. Sam's Club. Enjoy the possibilities. Join today to avoid the 10% service fee that applies to non-member purchases.
Sam Rosen, Bill Clement, Billy Jaffe, Joe Tollison in Atlanta for the 2008 NHL All-Star Game. And the biggest night for music, the 50th Annual Grammy Awards is coming. Tune in Sunday, February 10th on CBS to see the amazing musical performances that only the Grammys can deliver. The 50th Annual Grammy Awards, Sunday, February 10th on CBS.
13-1, the shots in favor of the Western Conference. They have 1 goal to show for it.
Good goaltending. Thomas Vokoun in 11 minutes has seen 13 shots. The East moves in. LeCavalier with a shot saved by Nabokov. LeCavalier waited. He wanted to pass, and when he had no one to pass to, he finally took the shot. Alfordson with a keep-in. Down low, LeCavalier. Pass tipped away and comes out of the zone. Picked up by Corey Perry. Breaks down the left wing. Drop pass to Ryan Getzlaf. Left circle. His pass tipped to Pronger, and he shoots it wide. Around to Corey Perry. And Malkin tried to move it. Perry gets it back to Getzlaf. Side of the net. In front, he shoots. Save Vokoun. It popped in the air, and he's got it on his shoulder. And play is stopped. Might have been maybe in the glove, the blocker glove.
Well, he was all shrugged up, wasn't he? He
didn't want to move
someplace. But not only did Thomas Vokoun not know where it was, Daniel Alfordson of the Ottawa Senators wasn't sure if it was going to pop out or not. Alfordson was standing behind him with his hand out, waiting for the puck to show itself to swat it away.
Face-off win by Sean Horkoff of the Edmonton Oilers. Horkoff gets it back behind the east net. Horkoff looking, checked by Chara. Poked it away to the near boards. Savard gives it away to Kopitar. Kopitar side of the net, broken up by Andrei Markov. Out of the zone, Savard, right wing feed to Eric Stahl. Stahl has a goal in the game. It's knocked away from him, deep in the west zone. Horkoff's got it. The West's second goal was Rick Nash, his 4th career All-Star goal. This is his 3rd All-Star game from Datsuk at 9:34. Quick shot by Kopitar goes wide. Savard clears it out. Kovalchuk breaks down the left side. Into the zone. Pass in front. Stahl carried it behind the net. Winds it around the boards. Ribeiro for the West. Plays it back to Jovanovski. Jovanovski puts it in front to Scott Niedermayer. And on to Sean Horkoff. Orkoff up the right side into the east zone. Pulls up along the half boards. Winds it in deep behind the east net. And it's taken by Eric Stahl. And he sends out Mark Savard. Savard, the leading scorer of the Boston Bruins, crossed the blue line. In front for Kovalchuk, his former teammate in Atlanta, but it went through.
What a burst of speed by Kovalchuk. He caught three guys and passed them to get open for the Savard pass. It just misfired.
Savard, one of the top assist men in the NHL. 7:20 to go, second period. The East 5, the West 2. Across the line, Dion Phaneuf with a big slap shot that missed the net. That's the first one of those we've seen. Up the right side, Spezza, 3-on-1 down low, and his pass is behind Kovalchuk. Kept in by Chara. Ahead to Martin St. Louis, left circle. Pass off the skate to Nick Lidstrom. Picked up by Spezza. Right circle, pressured by Lidstrom with a stick. Spezza turns, and it's taken away by Kopitar for the West. And in the middle, Datsuk. Across the east line, right side feed to Rick Nash. Nash to the goal line. Goes behind the net. He was hooked a little by Brian Campbell. Puck loose. Played by Iginla, then Nash gets it behind the net to Datsuk. Centers, knocked away by Bokun, shot by Iginla, off the post. And the rebound carried out by Ovechkin down the right side against Iginla. He pulls up, side of the right circle, finds the trailer, Campbell down the middle. Save made by Nabokov. Tried to cover the rebound, but Pronger, his teammate, took it, and it's cleared out. Iginla, right wing to Nash across the east line. Try to cut to the middle, it's taken away by St. Louis. Up the middle to Spezza. Into the west zone. Circles, turnaround feed, right side of Gonchar. Gonchar centers, it's taken away by Pronger. Clears to Iginla in center. 2-on-1 with Campbell back. Right side of Nash to the net. Save, Okun.
What a save by Bokun, but he just stood there. I mean, he didn't even have to move. He was so cool cutting down the angle.
Back the other way, 3-on-2 for the East. Spezza into the right circle. Centers, St. Louis shoots it over the top of the net. Rebound the left corner. Ovechkin, back pass to the point. Carberlet. Carberlet skates right along the blue line. Feed to Ovechkin. His pass deflected side of the net. One-handed away by Nabokov to Datsuk. Into the middle of Henrik Sedin. Across the east line. Three men back. Sedin goes deep. Circles. Centers. And it goes through Joe Thornton to the far boards. Wound in deep to Thornton, left corner. Thornton behind the net to Sedin. Sedin comes out in front, and it's chipped over the top by Joe Thornton. Still looking for his first All-Star point. And the back pass out of the zone. Racing forward, right side, Hossa. Chips it in front. It's blocked by Gabrick. And it's picked up by Jovanovski. Almost kicked it into his own net. Nabokov one-hands it up the boards. Scott Niedermayer out to the red line to Sedin. Right side of Thornton into the right circle. Holds up. Back pass to Niedermayer. Down the middle with a shot. He scores! Scott Niedermayer with the second goal of the second period for the Western All-Stars. And now it's the East 5 and the West 3.
And chalk up the first All-Star point for Joe Thornton because he made it happen. He came along the near boards on his off wing, put on the brakes. Nobody challenged him. Scott Niedermayer had it in full cruise control coming right down the middle and drifted one low on the ice to the left side of Thomas Vokoun.
4:52 to go, second period. The West has cut into the East lead. It's 5-3. You're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood One.
Yo, BET, I need y'all to get up. Come on, get up.
Experience BET's all-new Celebration of Gospel, Sunday night at 8/7 Central with your host, Steve Harvey.
Hey, I'm Steve Harvey, and I'd like to invite you to a special evening of praise.
So special, we had to bring out the biggest stars in gospel and R&B. Starring John Legend, Yolanda Adams, B.B. Winans, Israel A New Breed featuring T-Bone, J. Moss, Marvin Sapp, the one you voted BET's Sunday Best, Crystal Aiken, Pastor Shirley Caesar, Dr. Bobby Jones, the Mighty Clouds of Joy, Hattie LaBelle, Fred Hammond, and Kirk Franklin. The only show of its kind, with surprise performances and an ending so full of emotion you'll have to see it to believe it. BET's all-new Celebration of Gospel with host Steve Harvey.
Listen, don't miss the Celebration of Gospel, Spirit and Song.
Sunday night at 8/7 Central. Go to BET.com for behind-the-scenes exclusives.
Reason number 23 to switch to Geico. You still like playing in the mud. If you love ATVs, you need to call Geico, because now Geico offers insurance on all the stuff that moves you, including ATVs. Great rates, great coverage, and personal service 24/7. Call anytime, 1-800-442-9253, or visit geico.com.
We're back at the NHL All Star Game on the NHL Radio Network in Westwood, London. I'm with Ed Jovanovski just on the Western Conference bench. All right, take us inside the locker room. There's a big difference now. What was said between the first and second period? You guys are making a game out of it.
Not much. I thought, All-Star games are, you try to make the cute plays, and I think we only had about a couple shots there in the first period, so getting back to shooting the puck this period.
Taking the man as well. Ed Jovanovski, the only real good hit in this game. Back upstairs, guys.
That's right, Billy. Thank you very much. The only hit credited in the game is to Ed Jovanovski, and he's right about shooting the puck more, right, Billy?
18-3. The West is out shooting the East. Not in the game, in this period.
Wow. Gaborik for the West in the offensive zone along the left wing board. Centers to Thornton, plays it into the left corner. It's played in front, poked away, loose puck. And Richards able to get it back to Tiemann. Up ahead for Gomez. Right wing for Hossa. It bounces by him. Chases it down. Right wing corner. Dropped it off, and Thornton has it back. 4:10 to go. 4:10 to go in this second period. The East leading the West 5-3. For Scott Niedermayer, it's his second career All-Star goal. Here's Dion Phaneuf down the middle with a shot. Save Okun. The last goal that Niedermayer scored was in 1998 as a member of the New Jersey Devils, and that's the last time a Devils player has scored in an All-Star game. And unfortunately for New Jersey, with Martin Brodeur not here, they don't have any players in the game. Gaborik around the East net, double-teamed, and the puck taken away by Chara. Able to feed Hossa. Deep in his own zone, right side of Markov. Up the middle of Gomez in center. Left wing feed to Hossa. Across the line. Centers back to Richards. Richards pass intercepted, taken away by Getzlaf. Getzlaf to Duncan Keith of the Chicago Blackhawks into the offensive zone. Dropped it off for Corey Perry, knocked away by Chara. Pronger back after it. Malkin beats it to him. Centers. LeCavalier to Alfordson, and a save by Nabokov. Oh, beautiful play by LeCavalier, feeding Daniel Alfordson back the other way. Jason Arnott, his pass tipped away by Chara. Arnott recovers, feeds Getzlaf, left in the right wing corner. Getzlaf skates behind the net, feeds Corey Perry, back pass to the left point to Pronger, right point to Duncan Keith. Keith, cross ice feed, left side to Perry, right side feed to Arnott with a quick shot deflected into the corner. 2:40 to go, second period. The East 5, the West 3. The East had a 5-1 lead coming into the second period. West has controlled the play here in the second. Puck in the West zone, loose puck taken away by Alfordson. Turns to the slot for a shot. Save made by Nabokov. And the rebound taken out by Pronger.
You notice the East has decided all of a sudden to shoot.
Yeah, down the middle with a feed. Horkoff, it's blocked, and the East turns it. Malkin, right side of LeCavalier, into the West zone, right circle. Pass in front, blocked by Niedermayer to the side of the net. Poked behind the net by Nabokov. Goes into the corner. Alfordson has it for the East. Right circle. Poked away up to the blue line of Gonchar. Feed to Alfordson. Left side, Campbell. Campbell in deep to the net. Has no shot. Skates around the net. Feed into the corner to Malkin. Back pass to Gonchar. Left side of LeCavalier. Toward the net. Tip. Loose puck. Swatted at and missed by Malkin. The Russian players need to go to the batting cage.
Well, they also need to go to the golf course. That looked more like a golf swing.
You're right.
He whiffed.
Right side, Corey Perry from the West. Cuts to the net. Save Okun. And he covers up with 1:35 to go in the second period, and the East leading 5-3. But the West dominating play here in the second period.
The NHL does its best to make sure that every team is represented, although it's not mandatory in the rules for setting up the All-Star Game. Sam, you mentioned the Devils are not represented because Marty Brodeur is taking care of family business. The Colorado Avs, the only other team, the Avalanche, that is not represented here. Paul Stastny was supposed to be here, but he had an appendectomy. No telling if Joe Sakic or Ryan Smith would have been here. They had their seasons interrupted with injuries.
Right. The East into the West zone. Left side, Kovalchuk. Poked away by Phaneuf. Backhands it off the boards. Blocked by Savard. Taken back by Horkoff. Pressured by Eric Stahl on the end board. Stahl takes it away. Feed to Savard. His pass blocked by Phaneuf. Bats it up in the air. Out in front. Quick shot. Glove save. Nabokov. And Kovalchuk falls to the ice in disbelief. Fred, he looks to the heavens. Can't understand how Nabokov, his fellow countryman, could have robbed him like that.
But as soon as Kovalchuk got up from making the snow angel on his back, he skated right into Nabokov, and they hugged one another. Kovalchuk was in complete disbelief, because you will never see a better save than this in an All-Star game. This was labeled the upper 90% of the net, glove side high, and Nabokov was able to snare it.
Savard wins the faceoff. Campbell left side, right side of Stahl. Fires in front, blocked by Phaneuf. He clears it all the way down. Out to play it, right side of the net is Vaucoun. Up the right side of Eric Stahl. Stahl ahead to Campbell. Campbell for the east, up the right side across the line, cuts to the middle, leaves for Kovalchuk, right circle. Kovalchuk, right corner, behind the net. Wrap around try, went wide by Savard. Rebound on the near side, Kovalchuk. Back pass to Campbell down the middle, batted away by Datsuk. Recovered by Stahl for the east. Checked along the boards. Datsuk pokes at it. Stahl pushes it ahead. Phaneuf takes it away. Dion Phaneuf lost it. Eric Stahl's got it. Stahl's pass blocked by Lidstrom.
They're really working hard to try to get Kovalchuk a goal here.
Left side again, across the line, 3-on-2 in deep. Cross ice for Nash. It goes by him. Kovalchuk had it taken away by Phaneuf in deep. Iginla to Nash. Back forward, Eric Stahl takes it away. Fires it out to Kovalchuk. Up the middle, he's got a breakaway. To the net against Nabokov. Save Nabokov. Great save as the period comes to an end.
Kovalchuk just threw his stick down on the ice. He doesn't know what to do. Maybe he should just try chewing on it, because he has been robbed at least 4 times in this game.
It was almost as if Nabokov knew what was coming, because he kicked out. He stacked the pads to the left right away, and he beat Kovalchuk on the play.
Nabokov choked up on his stick, waiting for the poke check in case there was a deke. But when he realized Kovalchuk was going to shoot, he just decided to lay down and take away as much of the net with his entire body. And when he stacked the pads, he lifted his left leg in the air, robbed Kovalchuk again.
Well, that was fun. And now we've got a pretty good game going. The West had 18 shots in the second period to 8 for the East. The West scoring the only 2 goals. Shots are 31-24 through 2 periods. And at the end of 2, in the 2008 NHL All-Star Game, it's the East 5, with all 5 goals in the first period, and the West 3. When we come back, Joe Tollison rejoins us with the intermission report. You're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood One.
If you're a business owner or decision maker for an organization and you're planning to build a new building in the spring, the following information may save you a ton of money. First, a pre-engineered steel building from General Steel Corporation could save you as much as half the cost of similar conventional construction and about half the time. Second, the building you need may qualify for additional savings with rebates up to $20,000. Third, rising steel prices may cut into your budget in the months to come. So call the General today and see how a small deposit now will protect your price for the spring. Call 866-90-STEEL. If you haven't looked into a pre-engineered steel building from the General for your office or retail space, manufacturing location, or other building needs, you owe it to yourself to see what thousands of business owners and decision makers have learned. The General offers a 50-year structural warranty, and financing is available. Call for free information, 866-90-STEEL. Learn what thousands of others know. If you need space, you need the General. Call 866-907-8335.
Fixed rate mortgage or adjustable rate mortgage? Should you flip a coin, or is there a better way to decide?
Here's a smart borrower tip, courtesy of the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com.
If you plan on staying in your home at least 5 years, the security of a fixed rate usually makes sense. But if you're not staying that long and adjustable rates are at least 1 point lower than fixed, it can save you a bundle.
For more information and objective advice on lending, visit the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com/smartborrower today, or call 1-800-555-TREE for information and licensing.
I'm done with my taxes.
Done.
Finished.
There was hardly any typing involved.
TurboTax can safely get your W-2 and investment data directly from participating employers and financial institutions. And then it automatically puts all your information on the right forms.
Like, it's so over.
With just a few clicks, your return could be halfway done.
See you next year, taxes.
TurboTax. Choose easy. Find out more at TurboTax.com.
At the Conway Living Room for Phil and April's football party.
And what a party it is, Jim.
It's the coaching. You've really got to give Sam's Club credit. From the HDTV to the dip, they made sure the Conways were ready to go.
April's coming in with a veggie tray. Uh-oh, they're blitzing the carrot sticks.
Oh, me, oh, my. Phil bursts in with some mini weenies. Holy, let us a Smoky. Come to Sam's Club where you'll find great values on everything you need for your football party. Sam's Club. Enjoy the possibilities. Join today to avoid the 10% service fee that applies to non-member purchases.
Reason number 17 to switch to Geico. This is just your way of saying hi. If you love motorcycles, you need to call Geico, because now Geico offers insurance on all the stuff that moves you, including motorcycles. Great rates, great coverage, and personal service 24/7. Call anytime, 1-800-44-CYCLE, or visit geico.com.
Welcome back to the Phillips Arena, side of the 56th NHL All Star Game, and after 2 periods, it is the Eastern Conference Stars still in front of the West by a 5-3 score, but they had all 5 of their goals in the first period, and for the first time since 2002, when the World Stars shut out North America with Nikolai Habibulin in net, has a team gone a full period in an All-Star game without scoring a goal. Well, we are watching some of the best hockey players in the world, and before they got to this stage, they had dreams of their own of making it to the National Hockey League.
Lidstrom, he tees it up, playing the puck, he scores! The Senators have scored again. Jason Spezza.
Before they were players, they were fans.
I had like Steve Eisenman. My guy was kind of Sergei Fedorov.
Joe Sakic was one of my favorites growing up.
It's easy to forget when you look at the talent on display here in Atlanta this weekend that these guys are just the latest in a long line of legends, and they all have their favorites.
McLean leaves it for Swanson. Cam Neely. Wow.
I was a huge Cam Neely fan. He was my idol growing up, just like the type of player he was and the style that he played.
Nashville's Jason Arnott is one of many who admire the Bruins Hall of Famer. Scott Gomez of the Rangers was a fan of a guy with a similar game.
My favorite player all the time was Dougie Gilmour.
Rebounded from the score!
He was just a man. He was just a special player. I'm fortunate to meet the guy, but yeah, Dougie Gilmour was definitely, he was my idol growing up, and he's always been my favorite hockey player.
Obviously, as a defenseman, I look mostly at the defensemen. So I look at Ray Bourque and Paul Coffey, and obviously Russian defensemen like Titisov and Kasatonov when I was growing up.
Washington's Sergei Gonchar watched the NHL from afar as he grew up in Russia. Like many Eastern Europeans, his first exposure to the North American game came in the international tournaments of the 70s and 80s.
You know, at that time we started having those series. Remember how like Red Army team would come and play like 7 games? So obviously I've seen some games, and you know, I was following through newspapers. But when you grow up, you're never dreaming about going to the NHL at that time, because obviously everybody staying at home and playing for the national team is probably your biggest goal and biggest challenge.
When I grew up, you know, it was all about Larionov, Makarovs, Tretiaks, Fetisov. So you look up to those guys all the time, and now you're kind of in a different world.
Sharks goaltender Evgeny Nabokov remembers the dominant Red Army teams of his native country, but he has a hard time narrowing it down to one favorite player.
Like, I never had one NHL player I really look up to, because, you know, we've been too far away and we had our own good players, so we look up to them all the time.
Toronto's Thomas Caberlet also grew up half a world away from the NHL, but he had no trouble finding a role model.
It was always Raymond Bourque from Boston, and I like the way he played.
And it's blocked in front. Rebound, score! Ray Bourque!
He was an offensive guy, and it's kind of the way I play. And at the beginning, you know, there was most likely the players from Czech, and when I was older, like 15, 16, I started to watch Raymond afterwards.
From a former Boston captain to the current one, Zdeno Chara cites a couple of contemporaries as his favorite.
I really didn't have anybody, any one person I could pick and say, okay, I want to be like this guy. But later on, when you're playing and you're around the league, obviously you watch other players, and I always admire Nicholas Lindstrom and Scott Niedermayer, and the way they play, how effective they are.
Across to Chara, left circle, a drive, and he scores!
We really didn't have that many coverages back home from the NHL. And later on, when I became older, you know, around 15, 16, 17 as a teenager, then we started having some coverage of NHL, and that was the time when Jaromir Jagr came in, Bobby Hollick, Robert Weichel, Frank Musil, and you always follow those guys and try to know how they were doing.
Among the North Americans, one name is mentioned more than all the others combined. I always looked at Gretzky, obviously.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be Gretzky. You know, he was my idol.
I grew up in Edmonton, so definitely Wayne was my favorite player growing up.
Back to Gretzky, shot, score! There it is! Career goal number 802.
I got to play with him in New York for 2 years, so that was a special feat. It's kind of like coming here, like you said, playing with all the best players, and you even look up to a lot of these guys, that are such talented guys, and we're just all here looking to have fun and have a good game.
Mark Savard of the Bruins echoes a common sentiment shared by Chicago defenseman Duncan Keith.
I think, I looked up to some of the D-men I'm here with, Lidstrom and Pronger and Niedermeyer, and they're all on my team today, so that's a good thing. I don't want them on the other team. It's pretty neat seeing them and watch them on TV growing up as a kid, and now you're out here playing with them, and hopefully I can learn a thing or two from them this weekend.
For some, the teams they followed as kids were more important than individual players. For Anaheim Scott Niedermeyer, it was anyone but Edmonton.
It was fun to watch Edmonton. Mind you, everyone was an Oilers fan where I grew up, so I always felt I had to cheer for the other team. So I was with the Islanders and the Flames and all the teams playing against them. But it was great. It was entertaining, a lot of fun to be part of that whole thing.
It is all over! The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup!
I grew up in St. Albert, just outside Edmonton, so I watched a lot of Oilers. Grant Fuhr, Mark Messier. I love Mark Messier. Everybody loved Wayne Gretzky.
Calgary's Jerome McGinley followed the home team, as did Bruins goalie Tim Thomas.
I looked up to Flint Generals in the IHL because they're my hometown team, and that's who I watched. Rick Knickel and Steve Penny were there, my two favorite goalies. Steve Penny played for Montreal for a little while, and Rick Knickel played for LA Kings. I did watch the Red Wings. We got Hockey Night in Canada up where I lived in Michigan, so I watched the NHL, but my heroes were the hometown guys that I could see in person on a regular basis.
And who knows, maybe in 15 years or so, we can do a similar feature, and we'll hear those players say how they looked up to the likes of Rick Nash, Jerome McGinley, and Alexander Ovechkin. Right now, after 2 periods of play at the 56th NHL All Star Game, the Eastern Conference with a 2-goal advantage over the West. It's 5-3, and we have highlights coming up next from Westwood One. This is NHL Radio.
If you've been looking for that great Pagano's Pizzeria taste that used to be in Ormond Beach, it's now being served in South Daytona. Come back to Pagano's for that famous New Jersey, New York-style pizza, served hot and fresh with all the toppings. Pagano's Pizzeria Italian restaurant has continued its checkered tablecloth family restaurant tradition with a menu full of all your favorite dishes. All it takes is a short drive down US 1 for the best pizza, calzones, hot and cold sandwiches, pasta, veal, chicken, fish, cold beer, and wine. This is Italian cuisine the way it was meant to be. Best of all, if you can't dine in, Pagano's has their convenient pickup window. Just call them at 767-3635, place your order, and your food is ready when you are. It's the service locals have come to enjoy when they're on the go. So Ormond Beach, come back to Pagano's again at 1945 South Ridgewood Avenue in South Daytona, just south of Bevel Road on the east side of the street. Pagano's serving the freshest Italian food in Volusia County. Call for pickup at 767-3635. That's 767-3635.
This is Larry Munson from Mike Moore's Auto Salvage. If you need late model parts for your car, SUV, or truck, stop in at Mike Moore's Auto Salvage, 330 14th Street behind Florida Healthcare off US 1 in Holly Hill. Mike Moore Auto Salvage has new aftermarket parts at the lowest price in town. Mike and Sandra Moore are proud supporters of the Georgia Bulldogs. Mike Moore's Auto Salvage celebrating over 20 years serving the Daytona Beach area. Call 677-3500. That's 677-3500 for Mike Moore's Auto Salvage.
Hey Wildcat fans, if you want to know about the official alumni headquarter hotels when the Wildcats hit the road, just call us at 1-888-238-4863 or visit us at www.cookman.edu. Renew your alumni memberships today and get on board with the Cats.
Welcome back to Phillips Arena, side of the 56th NHL All Star Game. East in front of the West 5-3. Highlights in a moment, but first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for NHL Radio.
WELE Ormond Beach.
They may try to stop us, but they can't.
The alternative talk station. Daytona's Real News, Real Talk.
Welcome back to Phillips Arena. Joe Tollison along with Sam Rose and Bill Clement and Billy Jaffe as we are through 40 minutes of hockey. And in the first period is when the Eastern Conference took a 5-1 advantage, but Rick Nash had the fastest goal in All-Star Game history from the start of the game. Just 12 seconds in, he scored unassisted, but then the East rattled off 5 unanswered goals. Well, then the second period started. Teams back and forth through the first part of that second period of action, but right before we got to the 10-minute mark, well, Rick Nash had it again.
Cleared out of the zone, lead for Nash, breaks to the net, Nash in, fake, scores! Oh, Rick Nash, he has got highlight goals. He's had them during the regular season, and that was another one here in the All-Star Game. It's 5-2 in favor of the East, and Rick Nash has both Western Conference goals.
He was sprung free by Pavel Datsyuk to score at the 9:34 mark, joining Alexander Ovechkin with 2 goals in this game. Then the West would go in front, would pull another one back on Scott Niedermayer's second ever All-Star goal at the 15:08 mark from Joe Thornton, who got his first All-Star point of his career, and also Henrik Sedin. So the West had closed the gap to 5-3, but then we went inside the final minute of the second period, and not once but twice, Ilya Kovalchuk had chances to extend the East advantage.
Vita Savard, his pass blocked by Phaneuf, bats it up in the air, out in front, quick shot, glove save, Nabokov, and Kovalchuk falls to the ice in disbelief. Back forward, Eric Stahl takes it away, fires it out to Kovalchuk, up the middle, he's got a breakaway, to the net against Nabokov, save Nabokov, great save as the period comes to an end.
Kovalchuk just threw his stick down on the ice. He doesn't know what to do. Maybe he should just try chewing on it, because he has been robbed at least 4 times in this game.
Well, Evgeny Nabokov, one of those 3 players we talked about from that bumper round of the 94 draft to find goalies, the 9th round. Evgeny Nabokov was the 219th overall pick in the draft. Well, he stopped all 8 shots by the Eastern Conference in that second period of action. The West fired off 18 shots in that second period. They've got 31 for the game compared to a total of 24 for the East, but the East has the advantage 5-3, but the third period is coming up, and you know what? That third goalie from that 9th round of 94, he'll be in net for the Eastern Conference. It's Tim Thomas of the Boston Bruins, who went 217th overall. Just as a point of fact, Kimmo Timonen of the Philadelphia Flyers, the lowest drafted player in this All-Star game at 250th, but Martin St. Louis was signed as a free agent, wasn't drafted at all, and he is here as well. Well, we still have 20 minutes to go, so stay tuned. Third period is just around the corner. East leading the West 5-3. You're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood One.
How do you know your dog is healthy? IAMS knows the signs. And now IAMS has an all-new look and name, IAMS Proactive Health. It helps promote 7 signs of healthy vitality. Healthy bones, muscles, heart, digestion, teeth, immune system, and a shiny coat. Phew, say that 3 times. And in a recent survey among the leading brands they recommend, more vets recommend IAMS than any grocery brand. IAMS Proactive Health for 7 signs of healthy vitality. Make that 8. Visit myiamsdog.com and get a $5 coupon.
Last year, I bought a house.
Changed jobs.
I had a beautiful baby girl.
Using simple questions anyone can answer, TurboTax quickly learns about your unique situation. Then it makes doing your taxes easy by automatically filling in all the right forms.
It was so simple.
Even I can do it. TurboTax does so much of the work for you, it makes finishing your taxes easier than ever before. TurboTax. Choose easy. Find out more at TurboTax.com.
Did you know your home can help you pay for college or a home renovation?
Here's a Smart Borrower tip, courtesy of the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com.
Because home equity loans are secured by your home, their interest rates are generally lower than non-secured loans, saving you money. Just be smart about how much you borrow, and don't take out more than you can afford.
For more information and objective advice on lending, visit the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com/SmartBorrower today, or call 1-800-555-TREE for information and licensing.
We are live at the Conway Living Room for Phil and April's football party.
And what a party it is, Jim.
It's the coaching. You've really got to give Sam's Club credit. From the HDTV to the dip, they made sure the Conways were ready to go.
April's coming in with a veggie tray. Uh-oh, they're blitzing the carrot sticks.
Oh, me, oh my. Phil Burson Burson with some mini weenies. Holy little smoky. Come to Sam's Club where you'll find great values on everything you need for your football party. Sam's Club. Enjoy the possibilities. Join today to avoid the 10% service fee that applies to non-member purchases.
Reason number 32 to switch to Geico. This sound makes you very, very happy. If you love motorcycles, you need to call Geico, because now Geico offers insurance on all the stuff that moves you, including motorcycles. Great rates, great coverage, and personal service 24/7. Call anytime, 1-800-44-CYCLE, or visit geico.com.
And now for the Business Minute with your host, Jay Russell. My guests today are columnist Trent Patterson and economist Marianne Molina. Marianne, what do you think about Nick Putter admitting using Southwest Airlines to be more productive?
I think productivity is a good thing, Jay. Everybody is entitled to use whatever competitive edge they can.
Trent.
I completely disagree. What about all the business people who don't fly Southwest and therefore aren't as productive? Tell me, who's their advocate, Marianne?
Oh, come on.
Find out more at southwest.com.
You're now free to be more productive.
Back at Phillips Arena as we get set for the third period of this NHL All Star Game. Let's first go down to Billy Jaffe, and he's with the man who has the first shutout period of hockey for a goaltender since 2002. Billy?
Okay, thanks a lot, Joe. With the goaltender Evgeny Nabokov just outside the Western Conference room, faced a lot of shots near the end of the period, and you robbed fellow countryman Ilya Kovalchuk there. You're in his head. You're in it right now. He doesn't know what to do.
I know, but the first one, I think I just got lucky. I knew that pretty much top shelf is open, so I just tried to react on the play, and I got lucky that the puck went to my glove, and in a breakaway, I just tried to suck my pads. I thought it was going to be a highlight goal or highlight save, so.
It was a highlight save. I saw you guys before the game talking, you and the other fellow countrymen. Were there any bets going back and forth, gentlemen bets going back and forth? Who's going to get the most points or the most saves?
No, but they're really upset with my poke check last night, so they said that they will get me back, so.
The poke check you're talking about in the All-Star Skills Competition.
Yeah.
Yes, that was interesting. Hey, I want to know about your team right here, or the San Jose Sharks. I mean, you've been playing obviously every game this year just about. I mean, but you don't seem to be tired whatsoever. Physically, the best shape you've ever been in your life?
You know, when your team is playing well in front of you most of the nights, it's not that hard go out and play, and obviously we do have a good team, and you know, I enjoy every second of it and try to have fun with it.
Well, you've had a lot of fun tonight. Congratulations on a great second period. Have fun watching the third.
Thank you.
All right, Evgeny Nabokov down here, back upstairs. Sam Rosen.
Thank you, Billy. Sam Rosen along with Bill Clement, Billy Jaffe, Joe Tollison. The West All-Stars are already on the ice. They will have Manny Legacy of the St. Louis Blues in goal, and in the third period, the East coming out onto the ice will have Tim Thomas of the Boston Bruins in goal. And you heard from Evgeny Nabokov on his saves. Certainly, we start now to think of MVPs. 2 goals in the game for Alex Ovechkin in the East. A goal and an assist for Brian Campbell, the defenseman of the Buffalo Sabres, for the East. And Rick Nash for the West has 2 goals in the game.
It's wide open. Six players have 2 points, but only 2 of them have 2 goals. You mentioned Nash and Ovechkin. I'm thinking a hat trick is going to be really strong here. If Nash or Ovechkin can get it done.
I agree with you there. They added a couple of shots to the Western total in the second period. They had 20 shots on goal. So Thomas Vokoun, who gave up 2, had a terrific period, stopping 18 of 20 shots.
Oh, goaltending has been fantastic. And if you win if you're named MVP, you win the keys to a new vehicle, and they even throw in the Dodge Journey to fit the keys.
Nice. Well, you wouldn't want him in the parking lot trying to click open and see which car opens up.
Which one did I win?
Underway, third period. Jason Arnott playing it back into his own zone to Scott Niedermayer, and out to center Corey Perry. Ahead for Ryan Getzlaff into the east zone, down the middle. Left side to Arnott, one-handed shot stop. Arnott recovers the rebound, up to the right point to Scott Niedermayer. Down the boards to Corey Perry. Perry's pass blocked by Andrei Markov. Markov finds the puck, gets it to Evgeny Malkin. Now 5 Russians on the ice. 5 Russians on the ice. John Paddock putting all 5 Russians out together, and a quick shot. Score by Ryan Getzlaff. He took it away, skated in alone on the left side, and beat Tim Thomas, and the East lead is down to 5-4.
And Sam, there are so few players in the world that can pick a spot like Ryan Getzlaf did. He cut in on a sharp angle on his off wing, split two defensemen, and there was just a tiny bit of daylight under the armpit of Tim Thomas, and Ryan Getzlaf made it look like it was a hole that was 4 feet wide.
Getzlaf, terrific player. His first All-Star goal. We go downstairs to Billy Jaffe on the bench.
Yeah, and I'm with John Paddock right now, guys. John Paddock, you put out 5 Russians out there, and they're kind of chuckling that they got scored on coming up. Did it backfire?
Well, we'll give them one more chance here before the timeout, and I don't know, backfire. I don't know that it matters if backfire. They wanted the opportunity to play together, and this is all about having a good time.
Great watching those guys chuckle coming up. Good luck in the third period, Coach.
Thank you.
Back upstairs, guys.
And thank you, Billy. Thanks to John Paddock. Tim Thomas made 2 good saves.
You bet.
Got a rebound save on Dion Phaneuf after a good shot by Sean Harkov. Now it's Henrik Sedin in the right circle. Back pass left point, Nick Lidstrom. Back the other way to Andrzej Kopitar, right circle. Skates toward the net, in front, save Thomas. And he's got the puck. Good stop by Tim Thomas. The 4th goal, Getzlaf from Jovanovski at 41 seconds of the third period, cutting the East lead to 5-4.
Sam, what's really interesting from what Billy was when Billy was talking to John Paddock, the players asked him if they could go out and play together. That wasn't a John Paddock idea. The players hatched it.
And the East comes to center. Jason Spezza across the line, left side into the left corner. Winds it behind the net, Martin St. Louis. The East led 5-1 end of the first period. They haven't scored since then. And the West has cut it down to 5-4. And now a breakaway for Rick Nash to the net on the backhand. He scores! What a goal by Rick Nash! He did it again! It's a hat trick for Rick Nash, and the West has tied it at 5.
Oh, the burst of speed. This looked so much like the second goal that he scored in the game, because he split the D-men, came in alone from the blue line in, and again used his reach. Tim Thomas thought that he might pull it to the forehand. Instead, Nash let his body go to the forehand side. The stick was way over to the backhand side. His hands were close together, and he chipped it top shelf over Tim Thomas. Thomas was not a happy camper. He grabbed the puck, threw it out of the net, smacked his stick on the ice.
And several fans have thrown hats onto the ice. Not a whole lot, but maybe a dozen or so have come out on the ice.
But you want to bring a spare hat to an event like this, because you don't want to throw the brand new All-Star 56 All-Star Game hat that you just bought, do you?
No.
No, you bring a spare one in your back pocket. Cram it in there.
That is the 15th hat trick in All-Star Game history. And Rick Nash with a brilliant performance tonight. And the West has come from 5-1 down to tie it 5-5. Later on, we'll tell you about tonight's Defender of the Game, brought to you by the U.S. Navy. Accelerate your life. To learn how you can experience the adventure of a lifetime, visit Navy.com or call 1-800-USA-NAVY.
By the way, Sam, the 5 Russians that played on that shift for the East were Alex Ovechkin of the Caps, Ilya Kovalchuk of the Thrashers, Gonchar of the Penguins, Malkin of the Penguins, and Andrei Markov of the Canadiens.
Right. Nice group. Now the West coming back to tie. It's 5-5 early third period. Timonen across the line, left side into the West zone. His pass off the skate of Pronger all the way back into the East zone. Campbell back to get it, pressured by Jerome McGinley. Campbell swings it up the boards to Martin St. Louis. The Tampa Bay Lightning slides it ahead, intercepted by Chris Pronger. Pronger to Duncan Keith, who got the assist on the Nash goal. So Duncan Keith of the Chicago Blackhawks, his first All-Star game, gets an assist. The puck put into the crease by Datsuk was covered by Thomas. Kept in by the West, Rick Nash. Nash down low, Iginla in front, missed by Duncan Keith. And it's brought out by Spezza. Cross ice past Eric Stahl all the way down. Out to play it behind the net is Manny Legacy. His pass taken away by Stahl. Put it in the crease. Legacy knocked it away, and out of the zone comes Jerome McGinley for the West. Right side of the blue line in the East zone. He stopped on a poke check by Markov. Across to Thornton. Down low. Shot off the side of the net by Henrik Sedin. Thornton to Sedin behind the net. And Markov tried to pin him there. The feed to Thornton carries behind the net. Pass intercepted by Markov for the East. Andrei Markov. Up ahead, Zdeno Chara. Now right side. It's brought across by Mike Richards. Left side feed to Marian Hossa. Hossa checked by Niedermeyer. Puts a bouncer to the side of the net. Hossa has it back. In front. Gomez shot off a skate of Jovanovski. Back out to Chara off his stick, and the West breaks out. Up the left side, Gabrick. Into the left circle. Drop pass to Niedermeyer. To the net. Down low, Gabrick. Along the goal line. It was cleared away by Thomas. Shot by Jovanovski. Deflected in the corner. Played by Joe Thornton. Back pass to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer in the right circle. Feed to Sedin. Sedin drops it off to Thornton. Back to Sedin. Side of the circle. Pass in front. Broken up by Chara. Out to Hossa. 2-on-1 with Gomez. Cross the line. Feed to Gomez. Left side. Back to Hossa. He scores! The local hero. The Atlanta Thrashers, Marian Hossa, makes it 6-5 for the East off a nice pass from Scott Gomez.
And Hossa couldn't have picked a better guy to go in on a 2-on-1 with than Scott Gomez of the New York Rangers, because Gomez can just tee it up perfectly. Hossa dished to Gomez, and you had to figure that Gomez wasn't going to shoot. He's just that kind of player. He'd rather dish than shoot. He had to thread the needle through a set of legs to get it back to Hossa. One-timer, and Hossa's on the board.
So the East regains the lead. It's 6-5. And a very happy Marian Hossa made the crowd very happy. The West comes back in down the left side. Arnott into the left circle offensive zone. Centers. It's tipped away from Nick Lidstrom. Played by Malkin. Out to Ovechkin. Ovechkin across the line. Pulls up. Cross ice for Brian Campbell off his skate. Overskates the puck. It's out in front. Taken back by Kovalchuk. Centers to Ovechkin, and his shot deflected away by Phaneuf. And his shot goes over the top. Now 4 Russians and Brian Campbell on the ice for the East. Malkin, Ovechkin, Kovalchuk, and Gonchar. Brian Campbell is the other defenseman. And a pass off the stick of Malkin. Almost a bad pass by the West. Now they come out to center. Up the left side, Jason Arnott. Left circle. Cross ice speed. Down low, Getzlaf chipped it wide. Getzlaf to Phaneuf, who scores! Dion Phaneuf of the Calgary Flames has tied it at 6. Off a nice pass from Ryan Getzlaf.
Getzlaf can make so many things happen. Big, strong, vision, patience. Puck popped out to Getzlaf at the side of the net. There was kind of a scramble. Dion Phaneuf's left skate, now remember he's a defenseman, his left skate was actually in the paint when he got the pass from Getzlaf, and he just had to tap it in a wide open cage.
So the West comes right back. We are 5:10 gone by in the third period, and it's a 6-6 game. Around the net in the West zone, Chris Pronger lost long pass, tipped by Alfordson, picked up by Kopitar for the West. Down the right side, into the right corner. Kopitar stops. Centers, tip, save. A nice tip in front by Sean Harkoff. Clearing attempt, tipped in by Duncan Keith. Into the right corner to Kopitar. Checked there by Carberlay. And the puck taken away by Alfordson. Alfordson skates ahead. Checked from behind by Kopitar. And Alfordson able to get out to center, but lost it to Ribeiro. He gave it up to Timonen. Up ahead for LeCavalier. It's behind him. Savard chases it down behind the West net. Savard into the left circle to Alfordson, left corner. Up to the blue line, off the stick of Savard out to center. He plays it cross ice to Timonen. Back skates into his own zone, feeds Carberlay left side. Into the middle of Alfordson, across the West line. Checked by Pronger, drops it back to Savard. Winds it in deep behind the net to LeCavalier. LeCavalier turns, plays it up the boards, but nobody there, and it's out to center. Carberlay has it back. 6:20 gone by, third period, tied 6-6. Off the left wing boards, Kopitar into the offensive zone. Centers, missed by Niedermeyer, brought the other way. Ovechkin to LeCavalier, right side of Savard. Savard, right circle, into Ovechkin, his shot blocked. And that hurt Ed Jovanovski, blocked it with his left skate. Down low, it's off the stick of Savard and taken away by the West. Scott Niedermeyer. Right side of Harkoff in center. Cuts to the middle across the line. Angles to the left circle. Plays it down low to Kopitar. Carries behind the East net. Lifts it. Tried to lift it over the net and hit the back of the helmet of Tim Thomas. Shot by Harkoff. A save by Thomas. Harkoff had it knocked away. Recovered by Kopitar for the West. In front, Sedin. Pass blocked by Markov and brought out by Ovechkin. Right side of St. Louis. Into the offensive zone. Leaves it for Spezza to the circle. A pass blocked by Niedermeyer. Spezza has it back. Skates to the left side. Turns at the blue line. Comes down the slot. Spits a cross-ice miss by Ovechkin. And brought out by Nash. Rick Nash, left side feed to Mike Ribeiro. Ribeiro, left circle, centers to Datsuk, to Nash for a shot, save made by Thomas. And cleared out to Ovechkin. Rather to Spezza, up ahead, St. Louis, shoots, save by Legacy. And he holds on. 12:22 to go. Third period of the NHL All Star Game. The East 6, the West 6 from Westwood 1. This is NHL Radio.
Next time you're in the Volusia Mall, give yourself a break for some great food or a cold one at Mr. Dunderbox. Happy hour daily from 3 till 6 p.m. with 12 beers on tap, including Guinness Stout, Hackisher, Spot and Dark, and Oktoberfest. And remember, Mr. Dunderbox was voted best around for the best German food for 15 straight years. They also have a daily sandwich special, or try Mr. Dunderbox's great chicken wings, burgers, or onion rings. And don't forget about our great gift baskets, too. That's Mr. Dunderbox in the Volusia Mall. Southside Collision, located at 206 North Young Street, US 1 Ormond Beach, is your one-stop for expert auto body repair and color matching. At Southside Collision, we have personal service with pride and quality in our work. And remember, we beat higher dealer costs with quick turnarounds to get you back on the road faster. Ask about our senior discounts. That's Southside Collision, 206 North Young Street, US 1 Ormond Beach. Call 615-6266.
Wouldn't you want a great deal on a second vehicle without the hassles and razzle-dazzle from new car dealers? Then do what so many of your friends in Palm Coast are doing. See Kevin at New Smyrna Motors in Edgewater, home of quality pre-owned vehicles at very reasonable prices. Take the short ride south on I-95 to exit 244, then east 4 miles to the southeast corner on US 1. You won't be disappointed. That's New Smyrna Motors, 1829 South Ridgewood in Edgewater. Call them toll-free at 1-866-428-4988 for inventory and directions.
We're back at Phillips Arena. It's the All-Star Game. The West and the East all tied at 6, and I'm on the bench with Atlanta Thrashers star Ilya Kovalchuk, who's been robbed a few times in this game already. And then in the third period, you're -2 with your Russian line mates out there. What's going on with you guys defensively?
I think we need 3 pucks for that line, you know. We're too much offense, no defense, so we're playing NHL.
All right, good luck in the third. Thanks, Ilya.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Too much offense, not enough defense.
Not enough pucks. They need 3 pucks.
We've heard that. Right here, 6-6, 12-10 remaining. Thanks, Billy. Billy on the bench, working both benches tonight. The East comes out of their own zone. Right side, Scott Gomez, knocked away by Nick Lidstrom. Picked up by Hossa. Goes back to Chara in his own line. Left side of Markov. Markov back to Chara.
Billy's everywhere tonight, isn't he?
He's helping out on the scoreboard feed between periods. Little international stuff. He's everywhere. Right side, Dion Phaneuf goes deep into the East zone. Knocked away by Gomez. Kept in. Phaneuf skates back toward the blue line and turns along the boards. Cross ice to Iginla. His skate. Moved aside by Markov. Kept in by Phaneuf. Up ahead, right side, past Iginla into the corner. Datsuk couldn't play it. Markov gets it up ahead. Richards pushes it out to Hossa. Up the left side, across the west line. Hossa stops. Cross ice pass to Richards. Richards, side of the right circle. Drops it back to Chara. Chara in the circle. Skates to the goal line. Plays it behind the net to Richards. Richards back the other way to Gomez. Right corner. Cross ice for Campbell, who was tipped out of the zone by Datsuk. Campbell, pressured by Datsuk, who takes it away. 2-on-1. Feed to Iginla. Shot blocked by Campbell. Richards in the corner. Richards tied up. Datsuk takes over. Skates behind the East net. Puts it out in front. Partially blocked. Comes out to the right point. Played there by Duncan Keith. Keith had his assist taken away and given to Iginla on the goal by Rick Nash that tied it at 5. Iginla high in the slot. Dropped it off to Keith. He skates down low and shoots. Glove save by Thomas. At the side of the net was Pavel Datsuk. Big save by Tim Thomas.
Glad to see Tim Thomas getting back into the game. He let a couple in when he first took over the goaltending duties in the third period, but he's got other things on his mind. His mom, Kathy, could not be here at the All-Star Game. She continues her chemotherapy treatments and the fight of breast cancer. You go, Kathy. We're all cheering for you. We'll know you'll beat it.
Absolutely. In deep in the East zone, Joe Thornton had it taken away by Brian Campbell. Campbell double-teamed by Marion Gaborik. Malkin gets it to LeCavalier. Stick handles in his own zone, slides it out to Alfordson. Back to LeCavalier in the head of Evgeny Malkin. into the west zone, lost it, and it's cleared out by Pronger. Picked up by Gabrick, up the right side, into the east zone. Side of the right circle, pulls up, bottom of the circle, centers across, Duncan Keith off his stick. He has it back. Backhands it deep to Henrik Sedin. Sedin behind the east net, comes around the net, put it in front with off a skate, and is brought out by Daniel Alfordson in the center. Slides it across the Balkan, right side, across the line, LeCavalier down the middle, left side to Alfordson. Outside of Gonchar. Gonchar, left sideboards, winds it behind the net to Malkin. Skates it to the left corner. Back pass to Brian Campbell at the blue line. Left side of Malkin, side of the circle. Across to Gonchar. Right side of LeCavalier along the boards. Holding. Cross ice off the corner boards taken by Gonchar.
They got to figure on shooting here a little more.
Feed to Campbell. Campbell in front. Alfredson save. Rebound save. LeCavalier save by Legacy.
Well, they're listening. The shots 33-8 until this last little flurry of shots for the West. 33-8 since the end of the first period.
Joe Thornton to Duncan Keith, who did a spinorama deep in the zone, but gave the puck away to Alfredson. He loses it to Gabrick. Skates behind the east net. Alfredson stays with him. Gabrick holds on to the puck. Turns. Comes down the boards. Feeds to Sedin. To Gabrick, who scores! And for the first time since the opening minute of play in the game, the West has the lead. They scored the first goal of the game. They've been coming back ever since. It's now 7-6 with 9:03 to go in the third period. You're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood One.
This year, I resolved to get a fat rear end. But I resolved never to let the world turn me soft. I resolved to own Steel Crafted with an American purpose. I resolved to fill my head with the road wisdom of 105 years instead of the BS on tonight's news. I resolved to get lost in paint, 5 coats deep. And I resolved to ride free atop 105 years of motorcycle from the only company capable of building one. To kickstart our 105th year, we'll help keep your resolutions with rare 1.05% financing on limited serialized edition 105th anniversary Harley-Davidson motorcycles from January 1st to February 2nd. Financing offer only available for a limited time on certain motorcycles financed through Eaglemark Savings Bank for highly qualified credit applicants. Other terms, conditions, and limitations apply. After 105 years, it's not how far we've come, but how far you're going. HarleyDavidson.com/resolutions.
I had no idea.
No clue.
I'd have missed it.
What I didn't know could have cost me.
Your life has a lot of tax deductions you might miss. That's why TurboTax has a deduction maximizer that easily identifies over 350 deductions. It's like, ooh, look, there's another one. Get it. Based on your unique situation, it shows you if you qualify and how much you'll save.
Cha-ching! It's like Christmas all over again.
TurboTax. Choose easy. Find out more at TurboTax.com.
Welcome back to Phillips Arena. It's the 56th annual Hockey All Star Game. The NHL stars from the West and the East putting on quite the show. The West right now with a 7-6 lead. I'm standing next to Joe Thornton on the Western Conference bench from the depths of a 5-1 deficit. At the end of the first period, it seems like the game plan was give it to Rick Nash, and it's working.
Yeah, that was our inspirational talk in between first and second period. It was just Babs and Ron Wilson said, just give it to Nash and let him score, and that's what we've been doing.
All right, but now this is legit competition out here. I know guys are watching everything, they're being smart, but you guys want to win, don't you?
Oh, we sure do. Yeah, obviously you just don't want to get hurt, but you still want to win the game, and you know, there's a little bit of pride on the ice out here, so you go out and work hard and hopefully win.
All right, San Jose Shark star Joe Thornton, back up to the other stars, Sam Rosen and Bill Clement.
Man, thank you, Billy. Thanks to Joe Thornton, and he finally got his first NHL All-Star point. And that's good. The East moves across the line. Savard, feed to Caberlet, down low for a quick shot by Kovalchuk. Missed the net. Bangs off the glass and goes all the way back into the East zone. The West scored 12 seconds into the game. Then the East tied it at 1:20. And since then, the East took the lead at 9:43. They led 5-1 into the first. The West kept battling back, finally tied it here in the third 5-5. The East grabbed a 6-5 lead. The West tied it. Now the West leads at 7-6.
The shots, Sam, 47-28 in favor of the West.
Puck Carried across the line by Carberlet, lost to Niedermeyer, clears the zone. It's knocked down, brought back by Mark Savard of the Boston Bruins. Savard, left side feed to Kovalchuk to the net. Glove save! Oh, beautiful save by Manny Legacy, as Kovalchuk was right there and snapped one for the corner. Back the other way, Thomas clears it up right side of Tiemann, out to Savard in center, across the west line, angles to the left side, poke checked away by Phaneuf, puts it in front, intercepted by Lidstrom. He clears the zone. 7:40 to go, third period. The West 7, the East 6. Andrei Markov at his own line with Mike Ribeiro, the Dallas Stars, right there, right side of Chara. Chara works it ahead to Savard, now to Eric Stahl, 2-on-1 down low, cross ice, Stahl gets it back, he scores! That was off a great feed from Ilya Kovalchuk. Normally the shooter, this time he fed it back to Eric Stahl. Stahl's second goal of the game. The East is tied at 7.
Well, I'll tell you, Ilya Kovalchuk not only had me fooled, but he had everybody else in the building fooled, because he has shot just about every chance he has had when the puck has come to him. This time he made a beautiful play back to Eric Stahl, who had the stick in the right position. The gun was cocked. All he had to do was pull the trigger on a nice little one-timer for a wide-open net.
East in their own zone. Chara with a puck. Outlet pass to center to Spezza. Across the west line on the right side. Winds it ahead. It was blocked by Lidstrom. His pass taken away by Ovechkin. Back pass to Chara. Left side of Markov. Skates to the circle. Right side feed. Missed by St. Louis. Taken away and brought out by Ribeiro. 3-on-2. Ribeiro left side to Horkov. Left circle. In deep. Down low. Pass went by Ribeiro and is brought out by the East. Spezza ahead to St. Louis. Into the west zone. Checked by Phaneuf with a stick. Phaneuf pins him to the boards. St. Louis trying to keep it alive. And it's taken away by Horkov for the West. Winds it behind his net. Left side. Picked up by Nick Lidstrom. Cross ice feed. Right side of Horkov into the east zone against Markov. Centers. Taken by Ribeiro. Down low. It was tipped and went by Kopitar, who passes it back to Phaneuf at the blue line. Then poked away by St. Louis. Good effort. Gets it ahead to Spezza. Trying to break in, but Lidstrom stopped him. Back the other way, Kopitar with Ribeiro. 2-on-1 down low. Ribeiro to the net. Saved by Thomas. And it's picked up by Marty St. Louis for the East. Out to Spezza with 6 minutes to go in the third. St. Louis across the line. Left side of Ovechkin. Ahead to Spezza. Backhands it through. And it's taken off the boards by Markov. Winds it to Spezza. Skates up toward the blue line. Backhands it cross ice. Brought in deep by Gonchar. Tried to get it through to St. Louis. It was off his stick. And the West takes over. Duncan Keith feeds it ahead to Chris Pronger. Pronger skates to the red line. Right side feed for Iginla. Broken up by Gonchar. Gonchar for the East. Drops it back to Brian Campbell. Campbell to Gonchar and up ahead to Spezza in center. At the line, his pass taken away by Duncan Keith. Gives it back to Brian Campbell in center. Across the west line, down the middle. Campbell to the net. It's poked away by Pronger. Campbell has it back. Side of the right circle. Out to the left point to Gonchar. Back to Campbell. Knocked away by Duncan Keith, and he brings it out. Feeds cross ice to Pronger. Now to Iginla. Back to Nash. Skates in deep. He shoots. Saved by Thomas.
That was the car.
Wow.
That was the car keys for Rick Nash.
Here comes the East. Savard across the line. Down the middle. Feed off the stick of Hossa. That was Mike Richards with a play. Richards. Hossa with a back pass. Shot by Campbell. Blocked in front into the corner. Gomez retrieves it. The pass out of the zone. Intercepted by Iginla. Into the east zone. Left side. Left circle. Iginla stopped there. Good play by Gonchar. Puck behind the east net. Picked up by Datsuk. His pass blocked by Gonchar. Poked into the corner by Campbell. 4.5 minutes to go. Third period. Tied 7-7. Datsuk for the West. Behind the goal line. Back pass to Jovanovski. The Phoenix Coyotes skates to the left corner. Centers off the skate of Iginla, and it's cleared out by Mike Richards.
Jerome Iginla, he's pressing. He's under the gun. Dion Phaneuf in his 2 All-Star games has 2 goals and an assist. This is All-Star game number 4 for Jerome Iginla. Never scored a goal. He has 2 assists in the 4 games.
Gonchar broke up a pass for Iginla. Hossa brings it across the line. Drops it off to Gomez. Back pass to Richards. Skates to the right circle. Tried to beat Scott Niedermeyer. Couldn't do it. Niedermeyer feeds it ahead to Henrik Sedin, the center. Up the left wing into the east zone, into the middle of Thornton. Right side feed to Gabrick. He shoots, save by Thomas. A beautiful right pad save. Brought out to center by Gomez. Left side feed to Caberlet into the west zone. Into the middle of Richards. Carries to the left circle. Centers for Hossa. Hossa controls in the left corner to Richards behind the net. In front, the shot by Caberlet went wide. It was Lecavalier, just off the bench who shot it wide. Caberlet in center, gave it up, and it's brought in by Dion Phaneuf down the middle to the right circle. On the backhand, he drops it back to Sedin. His pass off the skate of Timonen in front. Kept in on the line by Lidstrom to Sedin. He centers, it's blocked. Thornton was tied up, couldn't get a shot off. Out to center, Lecavalier. 3:10 to go. Cross the line, circles. Spinorama. He's checked there by Phaneuf, who tips it away. And it's brought out to center by Sedin for the west. Left side of Getzlaff. Into the east zone, left circle. Plays it in front, it's intercepted by Markov. Up the right side of Alfordson. Into the middle, across the line, Lecavalier 2-on-1. Left side of Malkin to the goal line. Centers. And a good job by Getzlaff checking Alfordson. Played to the side of the net. Alfredson got it for the east. Left circle. Back pass out of the zone with 2:40 to go. And the game tied 7-7. Charter to Lecavalier. Now to Malkin. He's stopped there by Duncan Keith. Pronger to Keith. Keith of the Chicago Blackhawks to the red line. Left side of Getzlaff. Into the offensive zone. Left circle. Centers. Chance in front. Knocked away from Corey Perry. Cleared out by Malkin to Alfredson. One-on-one against Pronger. He turns along the boards. Back pass to Malkin. Now back to Alfredson. Centers. Shot goes wide by Markov, cutting in from the left point. Pronger to Keith and back to Pronger. Pronger up the left side. Across the line, Corey Perry drops it back to Arnott. Arnott to Pronger in the left circle. Pronger to the goal line. Winds it behind the net. It's taken by Savard for the East with 1:55 to go. And it's played by Malkin. Long pass, gloves it down. Skates in, passes off the stick of Eric Stahl. He was looking for a hat trick. And it's Getzlaff for the west. Up ahead to Arnott. Across the red line, left side. In the east zone. Drops it back for Perry. He missed it, and Savard takes over for the east. 1:35 to go to Kovalchuk, left side. Tries to beat Niedermeyer. Into the left corner, Niedermeyer stays with him. Kovalchuk out to the blue line. Gonchar. And the chant is Kobe. Savard centers, intercepted by Niedermeyer. Sends out Horkoff to center for the west. Down the left court, Jovanovski. Horkoff. Out Jovanovski, left corner. Skates around the net. The defenseman, right circle, put it in front. Kopitar, a backhander, is high over the top. And the East clears it out with 1:05 to go. And a hit. Kovalchuk ran into Jovanovski. He actually hit him and knocked him down.
That was a real one.
Under a minute to go. Regulation time. Tied at 7. Horkoff at the red line. Cross ice feed. Brought across the line by Ribeiro. Ribeiro looking, skating toward the middle. Pass on the left side of Kopitar, the LA Kings. Drops it off. Jovanovski centers, blocked. Good play by Thomas. Cleared up the boards, and it's brought up by Eric Stahl. 2-on-1 with Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk left side circle. Into the middle, Campbell. Down low, it's intercepted. Great play by Phaneuf. 25 seconds to go. Regulation time. Stahl with a takeaway behind the west net. Peter Campbell into the middle. A shot. Score! Mort Savard of the Boston Bruins with 20.9 seconds to go. Gives the East an 8-7 lead.
The man that thinks pass first had no choice. He was wide open between the hash marks. When he got the puck, he had to turn his body around to get it on the forehand, and when he decided to shoot, he just shelved this thing high up to the right over the blocker of Manny Legacy. It was a thing of beauty, and the puck didn't come to him perfectly. He had to transition his body. And I'll tell you this, Sam, we didn't have a whistle for about 6 minutes, did we? It's the best sequence series of minutes of All-Star games that I can remember.
Wow.
It was that good. End-to-end, saves, scoring chances, fantastic.
Beautiful stuff. Eric Stahl made a great play, took the puck away deep in the zone, and helped set up Mark Savard. And the East regains the lead after trailing 7-6. Now with 20.9 seconds remaining, the East leads 8-7. Manny Legacy is up high between the two circles, ready to go to the west bench for an extra skater. puck pushed ahead by Datsuk. Legacy to the bench. And it's shot by Tim Thomas out of the zone, but it was knocked down with the stick. Back comes Nash, left side, left circle, 10 seconds to go. Back pass out of the zone. Lidstrom to Nash. Cross ice to Iginla. Into the east zone. Big shot, kicked away with the right pad. Shot by Niedermeyer. Save. It's over. It's all over. The East wins it 8-7. Wow, what a finish. What a finish. A terrific All-Star game. And the East, on a goal by Mark Savard, with 20.9 seconds remaining in the game, has defeated the West 8-7.
And Sam, a player that didn't look as if he was going to be a factor, well, if he was, it was going to be negative. Tim Thomas started in goal. The Boston Bruins goalie started in net in the third period for the East, had 2 quick ones scored on him, and then put up a force field and had to make some brilliant saves late in this game to preserve it for the East.
And now the teams lining up at their respective blue lines. And both teams skating across now to one another for the handshake. Now actually they line up for the handshake. The tying goal at 12:35 was Eric Stahl from Kovalchuk and Savard. The winning goal at 19:39 was Savard from Campbell and Stahl. Brian Campbell of the Buffalo Sabres had a goal and 2 assists. Eric Stahl of the Carolina Hurricanes, 2 goals and an assist. And Mark Savard, a goal and an assist for the Eastern All-Stars. The handshake continues. The commissioner of the National Hockey League, Gary Bettman, has walked out to center ice for the presentation of the trophy, the MVP award.
Who do you like?
Wow. You know what? Late finish. I don't know. Boy,
it's hard,
that's a
isn't
tough
it?
one. I really like Eric Stahl's finish at the end of the game. A goal and an assist in crunch time. And I still think Rick DiPietro did a great job back in goal all the way back in the first period.
And Rick Nash, with his hat trick, even though it was in a losing cause, generated highlight reel material with at least 2 of them.
I think you could sway me on that.
Yeah.
If you twisted my arm, I could go with Rick Nash, too. So the festivities continue at center ice.
John Lewicki.
The
from Dodge
teams now lined up at their respective blue lines.
And from the
and in a real good All-Star game, started off 12 seconds into the game, Rick Nash scored a goal. And the West had the early lead. Then the East scored the next 5 goals and had a 5-1 lead out of the first. Then the West started coming back big time, big strong second period, scored 2 goals. Third period came up, tied the lead, actually took the lead at 7-6. And looks like Eric Stahl is your MVP with 2 goals and an assist. The star of the Carolina Hurricanes is the MVP. He got the tying goal at 7-7 and assisted on the winning goal.
And now Mr. Teasley.
And now we go to ice level to Bill Jaffe. He's trying to drive away with a car. Billy?
Car, but they won't let me do that. I'm with Mark Savard right now, the guy who scored the game-winning goal.
Billy?
Off an assist from Eric Stahl, the MVP of the game. First of all, let's talk about the goal. It's big time. You love the center. You love the spotlight right there. You found yourself with a puck on your stick with a few seconds left.
Yeah, that was my first shot on goal. It was actually kind of a saucer pass up top, but you know, my line mates played great tonight. We had a lot of fun, and it's something I'll never forget.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you thought of your first All-Star experience.
It was awesome. You know, every moment I was out there, the guys on the bench, we had a great time. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad everybody can enjoy it with me.
It has to mean that much more, though, doing it in Atlanta. Obviously with the Bruins right now, but you came from the Atlanta Thrashers, really where you broke out, where you became a star NHL player. Does it mean that much more to you, scoring that goal and winning, having the East win here?
Yeah, the fans were great to me, and when I was here, and tonight, you know, they booed me yesterday, but tonight they didn't know what to do, so it was a lot of fun. I got the winner, and the guy, you know, owe it to the guys. We had a lot of time.
You always know they boo what they can't have. Thanks a lot. Congratulations on a great night.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Mark Savard down here, back upstairs, guys.
Thank you, Billy. Mark Savard, who has really developed into an outstanding player, started developing his game with the Boston Bruins. He started with the New York Rangers actually started developing his game with the Thrashers. As Billy said, he began his career with the Rangers, went to Calgary, but when he got to Atlanta, he really started to blossom, and now has become a full-fledged star with the Boston Bruins.
He's magical and easily one of the top 5 passers in the game. You could probably make the case that he's top 3. Joe Thornton comes to mind right away, but Pavel Datsyuk as well. But Marc Savard is one of the classic passers in this sport. Doesn't get a lot of publicity, doesn't seek a lot of publicity, but when it comes right down to it, when the puck is on his stick, if you're on the ice with him, you're a threat to score as long as Marc Savard has the puck on his stick.
And Mr. Eric Stahl, who is a bona fide star in this league, we know that with the way he has played and helping Carolina win the Stanley Cup championship 2 years ago. He is a big-time star and came up big in this game after having scored a goal early in the game. In the first period, he actually scored the first Eastern Conference goal. He tied the game at 7 at 12:35 and then set up Savard for the game winner.
The guy that deserved better than he got in this hockey game was Ilya Kovalchuk.
Yeah.
He had more good scoring chances than any player in the game. And as it turned out, it was a beautiful pass by Kovalchuk that ended up tying the game on the Eric Stahl goal. But Ilya Kovalchuk, with the chances that he had, could have won a fleet of cars in this game as the MVP. It just didn't happen for him tonight.
I thought the fans enjoyed it throughout the game. It was great skating, great plays up and down the ice, good goaltending all around, and I thought all in all a good All-Star game.
Thoroughly impressed, Sam. The players take this more seriously than they have in the past. They understand that it's about giving something to the fans, and we have the best athletes in the world. They are more responsible to their fans, more giving to their fans, and are guys that give back to the sport in general. They gave back a lot tonight. I was thoroughly impressed with the game, and as I said, that last 7 minutes of action before the winning goal was scored by Marc Savard, that's as good a 6 or 7 minute stretch of hockey in an All-Star game I've ever seen.
And the coaches got smart, too. When that Russian group didn't work out and gave up 2 goals, they said, hey, enough of this. We go back to our regular line.
Yep, the East was sinking quickly, weren't they, with that 5-man Russian unit, and it just didn't work for them.
Well, a real good All-Star game. Once again, the final score, the East 8, the West 7. We'll come back to Atlanta for some final thoughts and wrap things up. Coming up next, Joe Tollison rejoins us. You're listening to NHL Radio on Westwood One.
It's the NHL on NBC. The NHL's on NBC this Sunday with an Original 6 matchup between the New York Rangers and the Montreal Canadiens at 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 Central, 11 a.m. Pacific. It's never too early to maneuver for the playoffs. The Rangers and Canadiens are battling for their spots on the Eastern Conference ladder. Original 6 rivals take to the ice Sunday at 2 Eastern, 1 Central, and 11 a.m. Pacific. It's the NHL on NBC.
How do you know your dog is healthy? IAMS knows the signs. And now IAMS has an all-new look and name, IAMS Proactive Health. It helps promote 7 signs of healthy vitality. Healthy bones, muscles, heart, digestion, teeth, immune system, and a shiny coat. Phew, say that 3 times. And in a recent survey among the leading brands they recommend, more vets recommend IAMS than any grocery brand. IAMS Proactive Health for 7 signs of healthy vitality. Make that 8. Visit myiamsdog.com and get a $5 coupon.
So you got an adjustable rate mortgage, and now the rate is about to adjust higher. What do you do?
Here's a smart borrower tip, courtesy of the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com.
First, consider how long you plan to stay in your home. If you're planning to stay at least 3 years, refinancing may be worth it. But if you plan to move in less than 2 years, any savings may not cover the cost of refinancing.
For more information and objective advice on lending, visit the Smart Borrower Center at LendingTree.com/SmartBorrower today, or call 1-800-555-TREE for information and licensing.
Attention Southwest traveler, Ms. Claire Jordan. You're special because you purchased a Southwest Airlines Business Select fare. You are guaranteed to be among the first to board. You booked Business Select. You're Claire J., the deal maker. And you deserve to be among the first to board. Just a few extra bucks, and suddenly you were one of the first in line with a free drink and extra rapid rewards credit. Life is good.
Look for Business Select, new on Southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
I'm done with my taxes.
Done.
Finished.
There was hardly any typing involved.
TurboTax can safely get your W-2 and investment data directly from participating employers and financial institutions. And then it automatically puts all your information on the right forms.
Like, it's so over.
With just a few clicks, your return could be halfway done.
See you next year, taxes.
TurboTax. Choose easy. Find out more at TurboTax.com.
At the Conway Living Room for Phil and April's football party.
And what a party it is, Jim.
It's the coaching. You've really got to give Sam's Club credit. From the HDTV to the dip, they made sure the Conways were ready to go.
April's coming in with a veggie tray. Uh-oh, they're blitzing the carrot sticks.
Oh, me, oh, my. Phil bursts in with some mini weenie. Holy little smoky. Come to Sam's Club where you'll find great values on everything you need for your football party. Sam's Club. Enjoy the possibilities. Join today to avoid the 10% service fee that applies to non-member purchases.
Reason number 22 to switch to Geico. We think renters are cool. Now, we don't know if you were born cool or if it's just all the cool stuff you have in your apartment. The point is, if you want to protect your considerable coolness, ask Geico about renter's insurance. For as little as $12 a month, you can protect all the stuff you hold near and dear, including that combination flat-screen TV espresso machine. Now that is cool.
For a fast, easy rate quote on renter's insurance, visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO.
Welcome back to the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. The 56th NHL All Star Game going to the East in a thriller. 8-7, our final score as the East gets the win. And we weren't quite sure that things were going to happen that way. Joe Tollison with you along with Sam Rosen, Bill Clement, and Billy Jaffe. And it's time now for radio replay. And we weren't sure it was going to end up this way because before, as they say, your fanny hits the seat, the Western Conference had jumped out in front.
And we are underway in the All-Star Game. Of the West has it in their own zone out to center left side to Rick Nash of Columbus. From the red line, he gives it up into the East zone. Nash steals it, goes to the net, and scores! Just like that, Rick Nash, 12 seconds into the game, with a steal and a shot that beats DiPietro.
An unassisted goal for Rick Nash. It not only was the fastest goal from the start of the game in All-Star history, the fastest goal from the start of any period in All-Star history. 12 seconds for Rick Nash. The West was out in front, but it didn't take long for the East to get that back.
Back pass deflected away and out to center. Played by Eric Stahl of Carolina. Behind the back to Mark Savard. His pass through to Balkin. Balkin left wing side for Brian Campbell. In front, Eric Stahl shoots and scores. So a minute 20 seconds into the game. The East has tied it on a goal by Carolina Hurricane Eric Stahl.
Brian Campbell and Evgeny Malkin with the assist, and Stahl at the minute 20 mark. That was the second fastest 2 goals from the start of the game in All-Star history. The fastest was 37 seconds back in 1970, but the East had evened it up 1-1 with the West. Andrei Markov, Alexander Ovechkin, Brian Campbell would all score for the East to put them out in front 4-1, and then before the end of the first period, well, Alex the Great would get his second.
The East skating very well, getting a lot of chances. Right side Gonchar into the middle, Spezza, down low, Saint-Louis. In front, Ovechkin scores! Wow, what puck movement. Great passing. And Ovechkin, the finisher, with his second goal of the game. It's 5-1. The East leads it.
That was sick.
Martin St. Louis and Jason Spezza with the assists on the goal by Alexander Ovechkin. Pretty tic-tac-toe play at the 17:49 mark. And that's how the first period would end, with the East out in front by a 5-1 count. Rick DiPietro stopped 12 of the 13 shots he faced in that first period for the Eastern Conference. Was the early front runner for MVP, but it was fitting that Rick Nash and Eric Stahl got the opening goals in this game. That was just a harbinger of things to come, because we got into the second period. The West was trying to see if they could climb back into this. Well, who else to turn to?
Cleared out of the zone. Lead for Nash. Breaks to the net. Nash in. Fake. Scores. Oh, Rick Nash. He has got highlight goals. He's had them during the regular season, and that was another one here in the All-Star Game. It's 5-2 in favor of the East, and Rick Nash has both Western Conference goals.
Came at the 9:34 mark of the second period as he was sent loose by Pavel Datsyuk, who had the single assist. Scott Niedermayer would get another one back for the Western Conference to make it 5-3 at the 15:08 mark. Joe Thornton got his first All-Star point, and so did Henrik Sedin.
as he was appearing in his first All-Star game. And the second period was drawing to a close. And who else to bring the home crowd to their feet but their hometown guy, Ilya Kovalchuk.
Vita Savard, his pass blocked by Phaneuf, bats it up in the air, out in front, quick shot, glove save, Nabokov. And Kovalchuk falls to the ice in disbelief.
That is our U.S. Postal Service save of the game. You can save with the U.S. Postal Service because they offer affordable shipping options with no hidden surcharges. The U.S. Postal Service save of the game goes to Evgeny Nabokov, and we had to pick between two Nabokov saves because right before the end of the second period, Kovalchuk came out on a breakaway, and he got stopped by Nabokov on that one as well, as he had the first shutout period by a goalie in the All-Star game since 2002 in Los Angeles when Nikolai Khabibulin did it for the World Stars. Nabokov stopping all 8 shots that he faced for the Western Conference, and the Western Conference had 20 shots in that second period. Pretty admirable performance by Tomas Vokun, if you think about it, as he made 18 saves in that period. So it was off to the third, and the West, well, only down by 2 now after 40 minutes of hockey, trying to get back into it. Ryan Getzlaf making his All-Star game debut. He got a goal, and that made it 5-4, and then it was time for the West to tie it up, and, well, we'll give you a guess at who got that tying goal. You know what? We'll give you 3. The first 2 don't count.
The East led 5-1 end of the first period. They haven't scored since then, and the West has cut it down to 5-4, and now a breakaway for Rick Nash to the net on the backhand. He scores! What a goal by Rick Nash! He did it again! It's a hat trick for Rick Nash, and the West has tied it at 5.
And that's why we gave you 3 guesses. 3 guesses for the 3 goals by Rick Nash, as he was sprung free on that one by Jerome Iginla. And Nash with the hat trick, the 15th in All-Star game history, the first since Joe Sakic in 2004. We'll have more on that hat trick in just a bit. We mentioned the assist by Jerome McGinley, still looking for his first All-Star goal. And after Marian Hossa put the East back in front, well, it was Dion Phaneuf for the Calgary Flames, the defenseman for Calgary. He's played in 2 All-Star games. He's gotten 2 goals, so he's going to give a little more stick to Jerome McGinley when they get back to Alberta. And that tied the game up at 6, and then the West, well, they were finally able to jump out in front.
Alfordson stays with him. Gabrick holds on to the puck, turns, comes down the boards, feeds to Sedin, to Gabrick, who scores! And for the first time since the opening minute of play in the game, the West has the lead. They scored the first goal of the game. They've been coming back ever since. It's now 7-6 with 9:03 to go in the third period.
Gabrick from Henrik Sedin at the 10:57 mark, and the East suddenly found themselves trailing. They didn't trail for long at the beginning of the game. Nash scored 12 seconds in, and it was Eric Stahl scoring, well, at the 1:20 mark, so that was just 1 minute and 8 seconds later. Took just a little bit longer for the East to tie the game there. Well, and it was the same guy who got the job done.
Right side of Chara. Chara works it into Savard. Now to Eric Stahl. 2-on-1 down low. Cross ice. Stahl gets it back. He scores!
You're on Daytona's Sports Source, 1380 WELE, Ormond Beach, Florida. ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Tony Terzi. Super Bowl week has officially kicked off for 2 reasons. The Patriots charter flight arrived about an hour and 40 minutes ago in Phoenix. And what do you know? Tom Brady's smile, 5 o'clock shadow and all, has just taken the podium at the team headquarters to answer questions, no doubt, about Bootgate. The Giants will head west tomorrow. Tiger Woods finishes at 19 under, 8 shots clear of Ryuji Yamada, and wins the Buick Invitational for the 4th consecutive year. Oh, by the way, Torrey Pines, where he won this tournament, will host the U.S. Open in June. Tiger's now won 62 career events, tying Arnold Palmer for 4th on the PGA Tour's all-time victory list. LeBron James scores 14 of his 41 in the final quarter at L.A., and the Cavs lead the Lakers by 3 with 9 seconds to go. But L.A. gets to inbound the ball with a chance to send the home crowd happy.
5 seconds. Kobe handling with 4. Kobe double-teamed over to Walton with 2. Got to get outside for 3. Gives to Kobe. They did not get off the shot. The Lakers did not get off the shot in time. Final score from Los Angeles. The Cavaliers hang on to win it on the road, 98-95. That was a bit shocking.
Kevin Calabro, ESPN Radio, the three-point victory. Also a three-point win for the Magic over the Celtics, 96-93. Hedo Turkoglu's three at the buzzer bails him out after the Magic blew a 16-point lead against the Seas in the second half. 88-77, the Suns beat the Bulls. The Trailblazers 94-93 over the Hawks. The Bucks beat the Wizards in overtime 105-102. The Mavericks will have to go the rest of the way tonight without Devin Harris, who has a sprained left ankle. He's also getting an x-ray. Updating the game still in progress. The Mavericks lead the Nuggets with 17 seconds to go, 86-83, 95-95. The Nets and T-Wolves are tied up with 11 seconds to go. That is one of the scores in progress. The Jazz lead the Rockets 78-74, 5:06 to play. While in college basketball, Duke trailed by 9 at Maryland at halftime, but then come back and wins by 9, 93-84.
Sports Center, every 20 minutes. ESPN Radio.